Oh, no, 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 que no salí de la base con eso, ¿verdad?
Welcome to
Uh,
Summoner's Rift.
casi me asusté.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Era un Viego, Heimerdinger, un Shen. Sí, por sí van a venir acá. No está bien. Good.
Minions have spawned.
I bloodied my knuckles to sharpen my fists. My training left more scars than any battle. You have
Blue Diamond Honey Roasted Almonds are my love
Y así empezamos la partida. Diego ya sacó el rojo.
The crunchy and tangy salt and vinegar also give me the feels. The choice is hard with flavors so good. Blue Diamond Almonds.
Never
super
again
flavor,
will
all
Eric
Packing lunches, getting them getting ready for school. Able to help you conquer fear, help you prepare for their
no
future.
spirit tremble.
And all your
Moment to retirement, First Command is making your financial future every step of the way. Learn more at firstcommand.com.
Muerde, guys. No, muerde, muerde, muerde. Métete. Lo voy a batear, lo voy a batear.
You have slain an enemy.
Ya.
We
Golpe,
share
golpe.
the same hope, but not the same beliefs.
¿Qué pasa tanto, weón? Bueno. No lo smiteé. No cagué ahí.
I shall not repeat that mistake.
Yeah, I know. I know. Sorry, buddy. You're level 2. Didn't mean to. Thank you for the follow.
The
Que
dragon
pues
spirit is not
tengo que sacar
magic,
nivel 3.
it is life. More ancient than
El problema es que Diego recién me mató en blue. Y creo que... Me meto por línea.
my fists are my weapon.
No, me meto por acá. Sácame el...
An ally has been
Vamos.
slain.
I will crush.
No, ni cagando. ¿Quién se pidió a quién? Voy a sacar ese. Vente para acá, vente. Vente para acá, man. Qué pesadilla. ¿Qué hago cuando hacen eso? Jungla. No. No.
Becomes force.
Me va a matar este weón. No, le cagué.
You have been slain.
Está embarrado, me he ido para allá. Si hubiera tenido un ward. Y si este se me hubiera acercado en ese momento, me lo hubiera hecho.
The dragon spirit offers me another chance.
Estoy súper bajo de nivel. 28, 14, claro.
I need no blade to strike down my
Ah, descuido, digo. Bien, farming. No tenía razón. Debería farmear más.
An ally has been slain.
Ok, se lo mataron.
Enemy has been slain.
enlightenment is knowing the value of one's ignorance.
Ah, ¿por qué soy tan huevón? ¿Por qué pensé que seguía de volver hacia adelante? No me la saca, Esteban.
We do what we must. Extend your senses.
Killing spree.
Yo como que le fingueo y me importa una madre.
Failure has not stopped our focus. It will not now.
Voy a estar 5. No puedo tirar el lobo con esto. No.
My journey led me here. Master yourself.
An ally has been slain.
No, ¿por qué me metí a ese, weón?
Flame purified. I am your salvation.
The dragon
Shut down.
Nice.
offers me another chance.
Tengo que sacar ahora... Dragón. No, Heraldo. Pero todavía estoy súper bajo de nivel. Son las 7, yo voy 6 y ni siquiera 3/4.
Endless trials await. You dare doubt my resolve?
Oh, ¿por qué me pegó esta weón? Qué mentira, weón. No, pero que soy huevón, ¿por qué me quedo ahí? Solamente porque quería buscar el puto kill.
An enemy has been slain.
It will not now.
Estoy empezando con el culo, te lo digo. A ver.
The dragon blazed my trail. I merely watched.
You have slain an enemy.
That mistake proved your undoing.
An ally has been slain.
Dragón, dragón, dragón.
I must take discipline.
You have been slain.
Aquí es, bro. Ya la mató. Se va a hacer con el último.
I shall not repeat that mistake.
Otro dragón, tengo un saqué un heraldo, pero igual sigo perdiendo por otro
Ally has
dragón.
been slain.
Se la pitieron en mí. A ver qué tiene ese weón. Estoy esperando que me den skill, weón.
Endless trials await.
Imagine cleaning out your car so you can sell it. And your car says, just go to CarMax.com and get a real offer. 2 minutes or less. Focus yourself. CarMax gives you a real all-in offer. But it
Your
makes no
skin
difference.
and mine.
A real all-in offer at CarMax in 2 minutes or so. Let's talk about these driving before. Car selling reimagined.
¿Por qué no puedo ver
CarMax.
Ah, qué feo, weón.
Enemy rampage.
Left more scars
Your team has destroyed a turret. Killing spree.
Si no me hubiera sacado el puto pick, quería jugar el pie, bueno, no.
Rampage.
No, ¿qué estoy haciendo?
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy is
Voy a
unstoppable.
concentrarme.
Spirit offers me another chance.
Pues 2-7, un asco. Un asco. Hago tanque, le puedo... What the...
Waste not a minute.
Se lo ultea.
Your turret has been destroyed.
No, el empate y el otro weón, hay que ver.
Shut down.
I shall not repeat.
Qué mal estoy
Team
jugando.
has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain.
Only I can do it. Where am I needed?
You have been slain.
Es como tengo los... Uy, qué rabia que tengo dos buenas ahí y no hacen...
An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Failure has not stopped me before.
23-11, pero seguimos empatados en torre.
dragon answers in flame.
No he podido pegar ninguna Q, weón, porque estoy muy nervioso. Bien. ¿Pero qué fue eso? ¿Cómo mierda? Ah, que la cagué, weón, tirar la partida.
Kill. Double kill.
¿Qué estoy apuntando como estoy apuntando? Pienso que se van a tirar para atrás y... Realmente necesito un café. Sácame los audífonos un rato.
The dragon spirit
Ah.
chance.
Rampage.
My fists are my weapon.
Sí, tiene razón.
Worry not.
Lo único que debería hacer es una colmillo.
Shut down.
The marks on my body are not warnings. They are reminders. I will master the dragon spirit. I try.
Slices of melted cheese, a crunch of tangy pickles and sliced onion, all topped with a toasted.
You can watch YouTube.
Quería tanto. Porque mensaje.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
Not stop before.
An An enemy has been slain.
I bloodied my knuckles to sharpen my fists. Never again would Ellie sleep.
Pero.
Slain. Shut down. An ally has been slain.
I shall not repeat that mistake.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree.
The dragon spirit offers me another chance.
It's smaller than the diagram.
Endless trials. Mercy is no The dragon
Enemy killing spree. Enemy double kill. Enemy quadra kill.
The dragon must be unleashed, or it will consume me from within. I I need no blade to strike down my foes. I shall not repeat that mistake.
An enemy has been slain.
I will atone.
Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy rampage.
No te entero, ¿qué, weón?
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
Veil has not stopped before. It will not now.
This summer, paradise is wherever you are with the new pineapple passion fruit Starbucks.
Drink beneath my feet.
Sunshine and happiness is up here at Starbucks. Order ahead on
Car sales, just go to CarMax.com. 2 minutes or less.
An enemy legendary. Double kill.
I don't know what the car says, but it makes no difference to mine. Online all the time. Yes.
Has been destroyed. Has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. An enemy is legendary. Defeat.
Hace tiempo que no juego esta weá. Mucho tiempo. ¿Cómo puedo jugarlo? ¿Cómo jugarlo? No sé, en la computadora.
Where we're going, we don't need seatbelts. Watch out, I'll eat you alive.
No tengo ninguna. Oh.
This is your champion. There's a thin line between life and death. Find me there. I'm the jump master.
Ah,
You're
no.
falling for me already.
¿Cómo?
Valkyrie is jump master actual. Follow my heading. Let's make a varsity play for the deck. I love this part! Yeah!
¿Sí no puedo correr con eso? Sí.
You're gonna have to move at light speed to make the next ring. Champion's out, and I'm just broken-hearted about it. First fatality. Let the games begin.
Proceder, como lo explico.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 2. Tossing jump drive. Let's do some shopping.
Gotta hop up here. Turbocharger. New kill leader. Gotta hop up here. Turbocharger.
here. Mid-range.
Yeah, I could use that. R301 here.
I'll back that. Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
We've got a long way to go and a minute to do it. Let's go.
On July 8th, there's a maniac who seeks to end us all. From Marvel Studios.
All gods will die.
45 seconds and ring far. Let's hurry up and move.
More love.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
Spill like a truthful.
And more thunder.
You said this would be a relaxing holiday.
I said it was going to be like a relaxing holiday. Marvel Studios Thor Love and Thunder. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Only in theaters July 8th. Tickets until now.
Veamos.
It's better in the sun. Because a pool indoors is
Wait,
just
wait.
an overflowing bathtub.
Alternator.
With new Coppertone Complete's multi-benefit sunscreen for the whole family, you can discover it's great outdoors. Use and reapply as directed.
Hey, son. What's wrong?
Just spotted someone out
don't
there.
understand why you can't be more like my florist. Ever since
We're
he
outside
started
the
using
ring.
constant
Move,
contact,
unless you wanna
he's been
get
sending me little
barbecued.
messages
Claro.
every few weeks. He listens to what I need.
See
But
someone out there.
I don't want to hear it,
Out
Dad.
there.
I got a great deal on Peruvian azaleas yesterday.
Well, I can't help that I don't have a digital marketing platform that helps me nurture my relationships.
You had
Hey,
your
meet up. We
chance.
got some enemies right here.
Anyone up for some shopping?
Constant contact. All the digital marketing.
Attention. Delivering care package.
Ooh, I feel good about this care package. Shall we? Jump drive in position.
Firing! Crack the bad dude's shield. Reloading. We've got company. Down one. Taking fire. Reloading.
Jump drive activated.
Going thermite.
Jump drive set.
I'm down. Whew. Going here.
Under fire. Top 3. Double. Mayday. Crashing and burning over here.
Tossing jump drive. Using jump drive. Jump drive in position. Taking fire.
El guante tenía una sniper. No se puede jugar.
They say flattery will get you nowhere. It'll get you everywhere.
Ah,
The gust of wind calls our victory.
Science didn't sleep, and neither do we, right, Newt?
This is your champion.
Valkyrie's got you in pipe 5x5.
¿dónde?
covers this quick ending.
Taking fire. Damn it, that hurt. I'm down.
¿Qué pasó?
Extended light mag here. Level 2.
Debs, darling.
Ay, espera, cerca, ¿verdad?
Spotted an enemy over there.
That could be 30. We must retrieve the banner. Enemies right here.
Puedo bajar el balón. Bueno, sí, pero no. Yo creo que me van a meter ¿cómo se llama? Tengo tantos juegos que tengo que pasar desde el otro disco a este disco. Todos los Steam al menos.
When you're at Walt Disney World Resort for the world's most magical celebration, every moment is amazing and the joy is endless. Because when you celebrate with us, nothing could be more magical.
Ah.
Plan your visit today at DisneyWorld.com/50.
On July 8th,
There's a maniac who seeks to end us all.
from Marvel Studios.
All gods will die.
That seems a bit dangerous.
Experience more love.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
Feel like a drizzle and more thunder.
You said this would be a relaxing holiday.
I said it was going to be like a relaxing holiday.
Marvel Studios Thor: Love and Thunder.
El
Rated
Biomutant.
PG-13. Maybe inappropriate for children under 13. Only in theaters July 8th. Tickets until now.
Imagine going to CarMax.com and the website says, hello, and you say, a talking website? Not really, CarMax says, but if you're here to sell your car, I can make a real offer in 2 minutes. And you say,
Los
"Ah,
Ark.
pure algorithmic awesomeness, says CarMax.
Ya ni me dan ganas de
Excuse me,
jugar.
you say? It's CarMax expertise at your fingertips, says CarMax. Sellers get accurate online offers in 2 minutes. I know websites can't talk, you say, but I like what I'm hearing. Car selling reimagined. CarMax.
Si está ese, no. Agarro. ¿Dónde está el último que sacaron? Bastante velocidad. Observante, pero... Ole, Elden Ring. Todo. Mira, aquí. Mira, cuidado. Entonces hasta el momento.
This is Loyalty Lab Interview 6. Subject, grandmother's loyalty.
Margie, what do you do when your grandson misbehaves?
Angels don't misbehave.
Here we study the most loyal, like you and... Oh, there goes the lamp.
Shouldn't have put it there.
Shell and the Fuel Rewards program has our members' backs too. It's super easy to save on every gallon. Loyal, just like how you acted like that wasn't his fault.
Someone should clean that up before he gets hurt.
Yes, loyal, just like that.
10 years of FR.com.
All right, you guys. Whether you're preparing for your next
Yeah.
or wanna look your
Más
best
como
on
eso.
homecoming day, you'll need a disciplined routine. At First Command, we may not be able to get you physically fit, but we can help you keep your finances in shape. Well, can I get a spotter over here? From enrollment to retirement, First Command is there, coaching your financial future every step of the way. Learn more at firstcommand.com.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Entonces aquí tengo que buscar.
No, there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I'll be moving.
Hasta ahora. Voy a ver qué. Le pauso. ¿Cuánto me da? Por 39, pero ahora es 55. Damn.
couple of people going mad, I swear they're rooting hard. Till I might be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast, didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't shining like it's neon, rock like kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltration with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltration with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting shots. Shooting stars. Didn't even get to cross.
This is Loyalty Lab Interview 6. Subject, grandmother's loyalty. Margie, what do you do when your grandson misbehaves?
Angels don't misbehave.
Here we study the most loyal, like you and... Oh, there goes the lamp.
Shouldn't have put it there.
Shell and the Fuel Rewards program has our members' backs too. It's super easy to save on every gallon. Loyal, just like how you acted like that wasn't his fault.
Someone should clean that up before he gets hurt.
Yes, loyal, just like that.
10 years of FR.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Celebrate summer in your own style with savings at Lowe's. The Samsung Bespoke refrigerator with changeable door panels makes it easy to create a stylish kitchen. Mix and match multiple colors and finishes to create your own unique look. For a limited time, you can save up to 15% when you buy a Bespoke refrigerator and 3 or more Samsung appliances. Shop July 4th savings in-store or online today. Offer ends July 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Imagine cleaning out your car so you can sell it. And your car says, just go to CarMax.com and get a real offer in 2 minutes or less. My car is talking, you say? Stay focused, your car says. CarMax will give you a real online offer in 2 minutes. And you say, should I wash you first? I'd like that, your car says, but it makes no difference to CarMax. A real online offer from CarMax in 2 minutes, you say. Yes, your car says. Now let's talk about these fries on my floor. Car selling reimagined. CarMax.
Everything changes.
Save on juicy summer berries at Whole Foods Market. Get 16-ounce organic strawberries, 2 for $6 through July 5th. Plus an extra 10% off for Prime members while supplies last. Promotion varies by location type. See terms and exclusions on our app.
Mountain Dew Energy with citicoline and caffeine gives you the mental boost you need to focus. Endless spam calls, annoying text messages, and ads like this one won't distract you from important moments in life, or whatever it is you're doing right now. Mountain Dew Energy. Be focused.
There's something out here.
On July 22nd, holy hell.
You think it's a UFO?
The next level of the Jordan Peele experience arrives.
Yeah, nah.
I don't think they take you. If you don't look at it.
Don't look.
It's not what you think.
Nope. Written and directed by Jordan Peele. In theaters and IMAX July 22nd. Rated R.
Somewhere on the west coast, living on the ocean, with palm trees in the yard, or maybe somewhere in the mountains, living in a cabin where life ain't all that hard. We could run away together, baby, let's get away fast. We could run away forever.
Hear that? That's what cooked when you order juicy beef sounds like. The steaming hug of 2 slices of melted cheese, the crunch of tangy pickles and sliced onions, all topped with a toasted sesame seed bun. That's the sound of a McDonald's Quarter Pounder with cheese.
Fresh beef at participating U.S. McDonald's. Excludes Alaska, Hawaii, and U.S. territories.
You know when you get a song stuck in your head, but can't remember what it's called or who it's by? On the Samsung Galaxy S22, simply ask Google Assistant, "Hey Google, what song is playing?" to discover the song and take it out of your head and onto your playlist.
Ah, the sounds of business. But what you can't hear is energy efficiency hard at work. Get savvy on saving energy with more energy efficiency tips, programs, and rebates from Georgia Power. Learn more at georgiapower.com/commercial savings.
Don't overthink things, baby, 'cause I know that you do. You've been a stranger lately, and I know that's not you. No need to fight about it. No stress, I'm good without it. Let's keep it fun and simple. You know my line is no sweat, it's no sweat.
Stay hydrated this summer with Body Armor Light. Made with no artificial sweeteners, no sugar added, and only 20 calories per bottle. Plus potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and vitamins. It has everything you need to keep you hydrated. Grab a Body Armor Light for your next workout, or take it with you on the go. Body Armor Light, more than a sports drink. Keep your active lifestyle hydrated with Body Armor Light and stock up at your local retailer. Or order by the case on Amazon.
Imagine going to CarMax.com and the website says, hello, and you say, a talking website? Not really, CarMax says, but if you're here to sell your car, I can make a real offer in 2 minutes. And you say, how? Pure algorithmic awesomeness, says CarMax. Excuse me, you say? It's CarMax expertise at your fingertips, says CarMax. Sellers get accurate online offers in 2 minutes. I know websites can't talk, you say, but I like what I'm hearing. Car selling reimagined. CarMax.
This Pride, everyone's coming through for the Trevor Project on YouTube Shorts. Join us! Create a short showing how you're stepping up for Pride using the hashtag YouTube Pride Challenge. Come through for Pride on YouTube Shorts. Visit youtube.com/pride.
Don't leave me behind. Lead the way, I'll be there. Don't go out of sight. Hold my drink, I'll be there. I know that you don't wanna wait no more. No time to lose, so don't go out of sight, just like before. We might find our way through the crowd this evening, right before day breaks. Don't forget that feeling. I know that you don't wanna wait no more. No time to lose, so don't go out of sight, just like before.
acting all wild till I disappear. I drove down to a place in the valley where the lights never fade. I got lost in the crowd till I saw you. Now you fall into me. I touch you in the darkness, pounding hearts into the night. Whisper, you come with tripping on your height. Flickering go white. Give me a taste of your love. I touch you in the darkness, pounding hearts into the night. Whisper, you come with tripping on your height. Flickering go white. I need a taste of your love. Don't need your lies, say you're mine. Keep thinking about us, I just need to try. I'm out in the moonlight, raising your feet. Acting all wild till I disappear. I drove down to a place in the valley where the lights never fade. I got lost in the crowd till I saw you. Now you fall into me. I touch you in the darkness, pounding hearts into the night. Whisper, you come with tripping on your height. Flickering go white. Give me a taste of your love. I touch you in the darkness, pounding hearts into the night. Whisper, you come with tripping on your height. Flickering go white. I need a taste of your love.
Every pet is special, but what if your pet was super?
Hey everybody, Dwayne Johnson here, and I play Crypto, the super dog.
And I'm Kevin Hart, the voice of Ace the Bat Ham. Being a dog is great. I lick myself all the time.
Well, that explains the breath.
On July 29th, just because they're super doesn't make them heroes.
My powers include heat vision, freeze breath, and the solar paw punch.
Sounds like a terrible power. That sounds like a good juice box, so I would drink the juice box.
Super Pets, July 29th, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
If you want your dental visit to feel like this, try new Crest Densify. Crest Densify actively rebuilds tooth density to extend the life of teeth by remineralizing enamel. Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America.
What's the big old deal, y'all? We're the hosts of Spotify's new podcast, Abolition X.
My name is Vic Mensa.
I'm Indigo Mateo.
And I'm Richie Reseda. On Abolition X,
we bring abolition to the culture.
We imagine a world where community needs are met and harm is resolved with accountability instead of police, prisons, and punishment.
With legendary organizers, rappers, filmmakers, and people who are currently locked up.
Listen now for free, only on Spotify.
Peace.
Technically, CarMax is a virtual reality company. You can shop the lot virtually online, or you can see the cars in reality on the lot, or you could have the best of both worlds. We give you the freedom to shop or buy however you need. Like we said, virtual reality. Don't come for us, tech people. It's car buying reimagined. CarMax.
On July 8th,
There's a maniac who seeks to end us all.
from Marvel Studios,
All gods will die.
That seems a bit dangerous.
experience more love.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
It's probably like a truth and more thunder.
You said this would be a relaxing holiday. I said it was going to be like a relaxing holiday.
Marvel Studios Thor Love and Thunder. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Only in theaters July 8th. Tickets on sale now.
Meet James. He used ZipRecruiter to find a better job.
When you have a family, you kind of look at your professional dreams through that lens. You want to take that step up. ZipRecruiter put me in front of the people that I wanted to get in front of and made it very easy. I felt like there was someone literally watching my resume and letting me know, hey, this is actually working. I get to work from home 3 days a week. It was the job that I deserved but didn't think was out there.
What job will ZipRecruiter help you discover? Find out at ZipRecruiter.com.
Ok, que volver. Veamos. Mientras esto está haciendo lo que está haciendo. Sea lo que sea. Creo que voy a ver si el Elden Ring me puede correr con las partidas que estaba guardando en el otro Windows. Si no, me fue el carajo. Do this. Me agarró nada. ¿Dónde está? No creo, ¿no? No. Que este era... Siento. ¿Qué está haciendo este tipo? Verga, sí me acuerdo. Ok, me acuerdo con... Dale, Rod. No olvidarme de eso. Ok, primero que nada, déjame ver dónde mierda estoy. Porque verdad. Voy a otro lado. Con razón. Vamos. Corre, 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 corre. Sigue corriendo. Por la cantita. Creo que es para acá. No, mentira, por otro lado. Cuidado con él. Te va a saltar. Ya, chica. Voltereta y golpe. Casi me pega. Casi me pega esta otra. Espera, algo se murió. Otra vez se murió. Que mira, papá. No, ya. Me mataron en el... Ok. Primero déjame ver qué tengo equipado, porque en este caso necesito algo diferente. Slash, más que nada. Dice 6.8. Que eso, las mejores en Slash son estas. .8 9.7 5.5 ok, gracias. 2, 33 obviamente se queda. Esta es Holly, ¿verdad? Debería poder matarla. El último golpe se lo pego con el... Bueno, en realidad no, porque ese siempre muere así. Este es el que no muere así. No, que no me pegó esa buena cola. Debería tener un contador de muerte de cuántas veces muero en este juego. Parte de la rubia. Probablemente pueda hacer algo en esto, pero tengo que correr. De acá, suerte que sí. Pero... no. Casi paso donde tiene que pasar. Qué molestoso. Es una Holy Weapon. Espérate. Million Heal. Vigencia 13. Supuestamente me acerco bastante, ¿verdad? Resin. Oh. No, está abajo. No, está abajo. Ah. Es un buen puto maldito. Hijo de crepito. Necesito una Holy Weapon. Y subir de nivel. Bueno. ¿Darme algo? Nada. Miseria, me dio. Pregunto cuánto le falta al que quiero realmente jugar ahora. Ha sido tanto tiempo que no juego ese juego que me encanta jugarlo. Uno de Blades. ¿Dónde? Oh, vale, vale. Es el... Sí, es el bug. ¿Para qué mierda me voy? Correte, chicos. No puedo creerlo, me pegó 2 golpes en eso, pero verga. ¿Cuánto le quedan? ¿Por qué no está descargando? ¿Cómo dice? Qué lata. ¿Por qué no me está agarrando el control ahora? Ah. Block party.
Grandmother's loyalty. Margie, what do you do when your grandson misbehaves? Angels don't misbehave. Here we study the most loyal, like you and... Oh, there goes the lamp. Shell and the...
Someone should clean that up before he gets hurt.
Yes!
Quiero ver si conectándome al otro.
Terms and conditions apply.
On July 8th, there's a maniac who seeks to end us all. From Marvel Studios.
Oh gods will die.
That seems a bit dangerous.
Experience more love.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
Like a truthful. And more thunder.
You said this would be a relaxing holiday. I said it was going to be like a relaxing holiday.
Marvel Studios Thor Love and Thunder. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Only in theaters July 8th. Tickets until now.
Now at Sephora, Clarins brings you their new Double Serum Eye. Inspired by their worldwide best-selling Double Serum, Clarins brings you new Double Serum Eye, a 2-in-1 formula with 13 plant extracts that combine into one powerhouse eye treatment to visibly smooth, firm, and hydrate for more youthful-looking eyes in just 7 days. The formula contains 96%
Esto está en
natural ingredients,
3.7.
including Clarins youth-preserving duo of turmeric and organic wild chervil.
No, ahora
Head to Sephora to
26
shop the
minutos.
Clarins Double Serum Eye.
No, ahora 26 minutos. Bueno, al menos. Cosa que quiero aprender. Tenemos 1 hora 24 minutos. 1 hora 24 minutos. You need to be green, we can be another color. I know you just need to be a solid color.
the language favorable for the balance team, and not use the B word, although we'll probably get to use it later at some point, I'm sure.
Is it the bro? That one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay,
oh,
we'll
yeah,
save
I
it.
guess I probably should have been a little more specific. Not the actual swear.
Okay, so we've got a Bel'Veth. We'll have to keep track of Haru this game. I'm sure he's been spamming it in solo queue and spamming it in scrims. Still SK comp, we'll talk about that first. A lot of burst, a lot of dive, a lot of damage. We've talked about it before, should have a pushing bot as well, extremely strong mid jungle. Now, it's on Vitality to find those outplays. I mean, the Bel'Veth is going to look to power farm. It's similar to Master Yi in a way, where it just wants to scale, get as much stacks as possible. And we'll keep our eyes on that as the game starts. It's always the champions of like, check the stacks, Senna Souls, how many? Bel'Veth stacks, how many? You know? That's kind of what the vibe's going to be.
Look forward to it, production.
You know,
we will ping you every 30 seconds.
Season 35, all 6-7 champions. What's the stacks?
Yeah, Bel'Veth has 100 a stack, but Libby, I can't think of a champion name on the fly. I can't even make one up. It's hard.
What's that, sorry?
I was going to try to think of a champion name to work out your theoretical situation, and now I'm just embarrassed myself.
We got a toss.
Thank God. Time for the toss. SK Gaming versus Team Vitality. Let's go! Welcome to the game where we just talk at you for a long time about champions, because there's a Bel'Veth and there is a Senna Karthus at bottom. Now, Gadget's interesting in that he doesn't always like to take the Senna. He will give the Senna to his support, let his Senna play this out. He's happy to be the person who farms in this lane. He's happy to not be the person who farms in this lane. But Karthus, a lot of global pressure, paired with the dive threat of this top side, alongside a Senna who can just roam and pick up a lot of souls. This is an interesting and unique SK composition. Meanwhile, Vitality pushing in.
Going for the level 1, and of course that little kind of, I don't know what to call it, that the directional next to Haru is the directional dashes. You can see it already. That's the direction that you can dash in.
Like Urgot shotgun legs, each individual dash has its own unique cooldown.
And there's a way to min-max the clear. As Karsi, hang on a second, level 1, this is going to hurt.
Damage. Getting slowed down by the Senna Q was brutal there when paired with the Karthus.
So the way you min-max the clear with this dash is you basically proc your jungle item, and of course you want to, on single target damage, you want to proc them all instantly, but on things like Raptors, you want to be a tiny bit slower so the jungle item ticks, and then you can refresh it on cooldown. So we'll see how it go. Looks like it into red, into Crux. And we'll just track the clear speed as it gets faster and faster and faster. Of course, Bel'Veth just wants to play for that attack speed. Every monster, minion, champion kind of takedown like this, you'll get a stack. One stack generates Lavender, and for each Lavender stack, you get bonus attack speed.
Yeah, basically, you get stacks when you do stuff. Stacks give you attack speed. The amount of attack speed scales per level, but ultimately, the exact numbers aren't important at this point. We'll get into the math later. Kagel and I have a very exciting presentation to show you, but for now, just know she attacks faster. She doesn't have a capped attack speed, or it's much higher cap, rather, essentially, but not quite infinite.
We're holding on to our presentation.
She attacks very fast. We'll hold the presentation for now to keep an eye on the early game as Treats and Gadget, to the surprise of no one, have absolute control here on the bottom side. This is an incredible pushing lane. This is so frustrating for them to play against. And Alistar level 1 is got to be one of the least menacing in the game.
It's the worst level 1 in the game in lane phase, especially as well. Right now, it's a little bit more threatening because you're under a combo threat where you can be Q flashed and knocked into tower. But until that, you basically have perma push, and that's what this Karthus bot lane wants to achieve. It just wants to achieve perma push to keep the Alistar on the tower and keep track. As we see, both junglers full clearing towards top. Kilius on the Lee Sin, gonna try to make some early plays to this team. Haru is going to finish off the Wolves and move towards his blue, just dropping a wall there, Gilius, in case of an early invade. And I think Haru just wants to get this full clear off, get to level 4, and then look for some kind of crab contest. See who gets there first. Looks like for now, Haru is a lot faster.
And I think this might be the time for the Bel'Veth. Yes, you think this is the time? Should we tell people, are people ready? You got your tools ready?
Yep.
All right, folks, this is how it works. Bel'Veth has a base attack speed. We abbreviate this as BAS. Cagel's going to loosely do this here in front of you.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, BAS, got it.
BAS. Okay, every time she kills a large monster, champion, etc., she's going to get a little bit more attack speed. That's going to scale. Okay, then what else you need to consider is that her ulti is also going to give her infinitely attacking damage buffs on top of other people. If you're having trouble keeping up with the math, that's okay. You're just going to square this, all right? Then you're going to wait for the position of the Elon Musk satellite. You're going to wait for Kagel to have that taken off screen because production does not like this meme.
Okay.
It will then be brought back. And that is how Bel'Veth works. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, welcome to the club. It's so complicated.
I had a huge presentation ready. I had the whole maths formula. I learned it in school. It's 7 stacks so far. And then the end equation, do you know what the result is?
What?
It spells broken in algebra.
Oh, wow. It's
Yeah, I was ready to get the whole thing ready.
Wow, that's good. That was the B
But,
word. You brought it out
That was the
early.
B word, yeah.
So here's the thing. When your teacher said you'd use math and then you never used math, they just knew that Belveth was coming out. So they were always right, and I'm just the first to tell you. So hope you paid attention in algebra.
Lane gank, though.
For now, though, Belveth, lane ganking. This is a champion who, when she gets close to you, does a ton of damage very quickly. She's all about on-hit effects, but it is hard for her to get close to champions without assistance from her allies or Void Coral to jump to, which is the thing that gets left behind from post-level 6 onward from champion kills or epic monster kills. We'll keep you updated with the more important specifics.
And that spell right there, the E. That's the spell that gets me all the time in solo queue. You think you've got the kill, but then one button is pressed, and she has a 70% damage reduction.
Yep.
While life-stealing.
And attacking very quickly.
And damaging you.
And executing you, doing more damage.
Yeah, it's very frustrating to play against. We'll see it later on in fights as she dashes forwards, and maybe it does look a little bit vulnerable. We'll just see the E popped and then the damage reduction come in and see how much lifesteal Haru can get out of it. But for now, full clear is the aim of the game for Haru, so SK want to force something early. That bot push we talked about into the Alistar, yep, they're going to try to force the dragon out of it. Labrov, not even in lane, is roaming towards the top side of the map. Maybe looking for a dive onto Genax, who was low, but he's based and TPing back, so no play to be done there. And free dragon for SK.
Solid early start, leveraging that early lane priority. Tree's going to grab a couple extra souls on top of that. See if he wants to go for the Umbral Glaive first, just to have extra vision control. Right now, early game going well. Labrov trying to spice it up a bit by just roaming out, but he does get spotted. A bit sloppy there. Doesn't mean he's going to have to move in, use these stacks, try to just help Perkz get lane control. But remember, for Haru, stealing any camps does help him scale that much quicker, that much better. Now, in general, if you're looking to play Belveth, Blade of the Rune King is the universally accepted core item. Past that, there is a lot of options. Haru is a guy who likes to go towards the Kraken Slayer, further emphasizing on-hit effects. Now, her attack speed is so fast that she gets reduced effectiveness from those effects, but when your attack speed can get up to 90, it doesn't really matter. That said, Iceborne Gauntlet, or rather Frozen Fist, on top of Stridebreaker. There's a lot of debate right now in community pro or casual players between what are actually the best items are for her at this point.
Yeah, normally after the Blade Kraken, you build more tanky-esque, or if you want to get that tanky-esque early, you do go for that Frostfire early. I've seen Rage Blades on it from Markoon. We'll see what he opts into this game. Haru, but like I said, expecting some kind of Kraken Slayer / Blade build. And then tankiness is what you need, because you basically have enough damage from that point onwards.
Yep. Gets a lot of damage innately. Needs help sticking to targets. Champion, I'm curious to track. So far, the downside of this champion being a jungler is that we don't get to see a lot of what she does yet. She's hit a lot of jungle camps.
Yeah.
And she's going to continue to hit those jungle camps, but we've yet to really get to see what she can do.
So she has 12 stacks right now. I believe it's level 13 that turns into 1%.
Yeah, so the amount of attack speed you get per stack scales up to level 13 where you're getting 1% per stack.
Yeah.
So very significant breakpoint.
So Labrov now has been hovering around mid so many times. Might get Surta's ult here.
The Frozen Fist to flawlessly change CC. That's a very difficult thing to do, but they make it work. These guys have been playing WoW arenas. That was clean.
Just has to flash away there, Surta's Ignite Burn from Labrov. Doesn't actually use the ultimate, but he has TP. Lucky for him. The only thing that stings here is he's going to have to watch this wave die. I think he's going to miss the cannon. Perkz going to try to cancel him, but Gilius is here.
Surta's going to be forward. Perkz does have to cleanse, though, so the most they could really hope for is to get that cleanse out.
All the meanwhile, Haru just farming up. Gilius covering these lanes, forcing these dragons. Top CS deficit. Alphari is winning out on that matchup. We expect the Camille to start to swing the matchup in her favor when she gets towards the Sunder. But Gnar meriting an early lead should help him out. Get towards that Mythic first. And yeah, bot push still in favor of SK. So early gold leads going over to Vitality. Looks like the lanes and the farming in their favor. But SK just maintain this bot push.
Such a difficult game right now for Vitality to play. Top side at least is going well for them for now. Does get harder as Camille gets more items, but early Tabby's rush. Alphari knows what his job is to do in this lane. Control the Camille, shut her down, limit her ability to farm, stop her from roaming into the mid lane and making Ahri's life difficult.
I think Vitality are just pretty happy right now with the fact that their lanes are winning, right? That's all that's important. You know, you have a Karthus Senna into your Alistar lane, but you're still up in CS. The Ahri is counterpicked by Alessandra, up in CS. The Gnar is counterpicked by Camille, up in CS, right? So the fact that they can get topside pushing and have CS leads, and they've only dropped the Dragon so far, is in their favor. But Herald is where the problems will start. Vitality need to make sure they can test this, because that could swing a lane into SK's favor, which is what they want to avoid. Alphari playing with fire.
Haru stepping forward, looking to land the knockup. Isn't going to get anything knocked down. He's going to be locked up. They're trying to shut him down. He's trying to heal up. If they get a reset in this fight, though, it's going to be big for Haru. SK now retreating. They know how important this Herald is. They're willing to burn so many resources just to get him away from this objective.
See what happens here, because the Herald's reset. Labrov's on the way. It's a 4v5. SK have the numbers advantage, but they're lacking so many ultimates. Maybe Vitality want to try to steal this one away. It's on Perks with his ultimate.
Gen X going forward, trying to lock down Haru. If they kill Haru, it gets so much easier for the entire team. Damage reduction, he's waiting. He's rolling onto the cooldown as he goes. LeBron, absolute hero plays. He starts turning back. Gadget is burning down. Gadget, level 5, first blood coming out. It's a bloodbath on the top side as Gilius leaves back, and those are the Lysandra thralls you have to keep your eye on. Burning them down. LeBron thought he had the turn, but SK are too strong in these skirmishes. Perks, Haru. They want to go for the steal.
They want to back off though. SK have no jungler. Certus might be in trouble. Flash Charm is going to
nice sidestep. Good bit of damage fired back. Haru has the damage reduction. He's going to get away. Herald stands.
Yeah, biggest winner here is Carzzy. He's been hitting the bot tower this entire time. 3 plates have fallen from SK, but they got themselves 2 kills. A lot of CS lost. Gadget level 5, Carzzy level 7, almost level 8. So a 2-level lead in the AD carry role and 3 plates is lost for SK picking up those 2 kills.
And while they did stop the Herald, it came at such a great cost. And yes, they do get some kills traded back for it, but not nearly enough to set the gold in their favor. Take a look back at this replay.
So, they have no ultimates on Lee Sin and Lysandra, but they know they need to turn because Labrov's here. This knockup from Alistar, 4-man, it looks like for a fraction of a second Vitality can turn this, but the exhaust of the Perks gets cleansed off instantly, and he has no Q to follow up any AoE damage. If Alphari was Mega Gnar there, we could have seen an incredible 4v5 from Vitality, but he doesn't have it. He ends up falling 2 kills to SK, and with Gilius being so low HP, they had to back off. I think they're going to try to reforce this soon, though, because Treats has moved towards mid. Gadget has the ult. We'll see if Carzzy joins the fight this time around. Dragon's up as well, so it's just a case of picking the objective you want to force.
And again, we're going to talk a lot about Bel'Veth in this cast. If you played a lot against her, this is going to be information that you may already know. But the reason why SK will and probably continue and already did commit so many resources to the Herald is that Bel'Veth gets huge advantages from that. Not only does she get her true form, which is just a general stat buff, a lot of good things, which we can explain in more detail later, but it's an empowered version which spawns extra minions that help her push. All you need to know is that for Bel'Veth, Herald is like 2 Heralds or more worth of effective pushing power for her exclusively.
Yeah, so it looks like SK want to contest that. You can see they're contesting mid-wave already, and Gilius is posturing towards the top side. Haru's there as well, but Labrov is nowhere to be seen. Level 5 on this Alistar, needs the level 6 if he wants to join this. Alphari has a little bit of top push. He's fishing for information with Haru, who spots out Gilius, and I think it looks like they're giving it up. As I say that, you can see Carzzy and Labrov sprinting towards top side. Will they be here in time? Haru's just patiently waiting for the team to arrive. Could take the Scryer's Bloom here and get vision on it.
Should be going for it.
I think they're too late here.
This is big.
This is odd for Vitality. I think they're too late on the collapse. SK can probably get out.
Alti, Gilius gonna finish it. Herald taken away, that's big. First of 2.
Charm misses.
Forward. Charm getting caught back. Root coming in as well. So SK will get the Herald and disengage. Well played.
Yeah. I think Vitality just kind of mismanaging their timers in their head there. They're moving their bot lane up, even though the Herald's gonna die, and now Gadget can push out bot and get a plate. They could have taken Dragon, but they haven't. They aren't diving top because SK can defend it, and now you're just forced to base. So what could have been a free Dragon or an earlier contest has now gone, and SK get themselves the Herald.
Well played. Again, doubly important against the Bel'Veth, and Haru now completing that first item. Kraken Slayer will shred through these camps, is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the fights to come. If he can get in range of people, that is, of course, again, one of the things that holds this champion back from being absolutely unstoppable.
So Haru's going to pick up the Drake, and they are going to trade off the objectives.
We can now get True Form. What you see there, Bel'Veth True Form, 60-second duration. She's going to slap people with those big old wings. Or walk around and farm the jungle for 60 seconds. Probably more likely.
It's what you're going to see. And it's only going to get worse the more she hits the target and the more attack speed that she picks up. So Kraken already picked up, expecting Blade next. Very, very fast clear the more items you get, of course, because the amount of attack speed you're getting, the damage from these items, the faster you clear. It's just exponential growth in a sense, right? And that's what you want to look for from Vitality. The slower the game is, the more you can stack up, the more you can farm up, and the happier the Bel'Veth will be. So SK have found themselves 1 play so far. They're going to need more. They put their bot lane mid right now, and they have Herald. So are they going to break open mid, or are they going to move this bot lane to a side lane? They have a lot of engage, right? Lysandra ult with a Karthus ult flying on top, a Lee Sin kick. There's a lot of single target damage bursts that they can find. They just need the target to do so. The Labrov expects a top play. That's why he's hovering here. But for now, Gilius just farming up.
Been a bit of a quiet game after those initial skirmishes. Still, Vitality pulling so far ahead in CS. You can just see Bel'Veth just one-shotting Scuttle Crab. They do a lot of work if they misstep here. If they get over-eager to force onto Carzzy. Gilius stepping a little bit too far forward. Nice wall of pain. just to make sure that Haru can't move in there.
Yeah, and Haru will need to be careful a little bit. Of course, the way he's building, he will be quite squishy. And if he can't get his E off or anything like this and he gets chain CC'd and dies, then obviously the Bel'Veth won't provide anything whatsoever. So he needs to be very cautious. There's a lot of spells that can really shut down the Bel'Veth here. So I think he's going to be very patient when it comes to team fights and play around the Alistar Gnar. You know, they're the main CC engagers, barring the Charm. They're your beefy frontliners. You need to play around them, find their targets, and then follow up and get that initial reset. Once you do that, then you can start to take over.
The difficult thing for SK as we get later too is you're going to have two champions in the Lissandra as well as the Camille who want to leap on top of a character who is so good. If you ever come to into melee range, she's going to get that attack speed, and again, her ultimate, the other part past the true form, past the extra minions, if she takes a Herald or Baron, etc., is just that the longer she hits a single target, the more damage she will do to it. So when you get late game, if you take any kind of extended fight against this champion, you will lose consistently. You either one-shot her, or you lose.
And that's capped against epic monsters, right?
Yeah, so she can't do that to Baron. That is the good news. That is capped against objectives. She can't do that to Baron. She can't do that to Dragon, where you're just going to be deleting it in 2 or 3 seconds. It's still a lot of damage to those objectives, but it is not unstoppable levels of damage.
So Haru picked up the Merc Treads, expecting Legend Tenacity perhaps in his runes as well, because the amount of CC that can come out of Alessandro specifically. Yeah, get that reset, get the heal, get the health, get all the bonuses is what we're going to have to track in the fights for the Bel'Veth. Similar to Viego, you know, you pick up the corpse. We'll see what Haru can get done. No team fights just yet. We haven't seen an action. Basically, all he's been doing this game is power farming. We've hyped it up and we've said how much damage it can do and stuff like this, and what to keep your eye on. But it looks like Haru's just full clearing on cooldown. I mean, it's a fine way to play the game. You don't really contest many objectives. You got a Drake already, base and full clear 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And wait for the enemy to make a mistake. There's not that much proactivity they can find. You know, the Alistar has been under his tower, hasn't found roams. Alphari versus the mobile Camille is quite difficult. And SK have a lot of tools to respond with their bot lane mid, and with the Unleashed teleport coming up, it means that Certus can match any plays on the map, and Perks cannot. So you have to play around the top side, otherwise you're at a numbers disadvantage from the get-go.
Definitely. For now, Gold stays within touching distance, 16 minutes in, 2 kills, keeping SK even in that overall despite the farm discrepancies. Gadget working towards level 11, big for Karthus to get the extra rank in the ultimate, and the extra itemization is Genex is getting a bit of damage down, like he's able to walk away from that one.
Yeah, this is where the matchup becomes a bit difficult for Alphari. Early game, fantastic CS lead. Now, Sunderer on Camille, the all-ins hurt a hell of a lot. That Q2 from Camille with the Sunderer proc stings. Alphari's going to need Triforce, and then maybe he can start to contest, but it's only really going to get worse. Alphari just kind of wants to catch waves or push waves and look for team fights. Pushing waves, of course, when Camille is not there. And now Vitality are leaning to the bot side. It looks like they tried to play top side, but they want to make sure Alphari is safe. That bot tier one's pretty low. Dragon spawning soon. They've got a clear objective in mind. Gilius spots Haru.
Herald in a minute. Gilius has to be careful not to overcommit here. Pretty behind individually. It is mythic to mythic, though, at the end of the day. Streets moves forward just to clear out a little bit of this vision. Still has not been able to complete the Umbral Glaive, so very slow on the ward takes.
Yeah, SK could TP here with Certus, get that 5v4 going straight away, but Perks is moving down slowly.
Next, go over the wall.
TP behind on the
potentially now going to be in trouble. Haru trying to move his way through. He's used 2 of his 4 potential jabs. There's LeBron now going in. Haru hasn't anybody yet, but he's looking to move in. Now stepping forward. He's going to get the true form. Gadget in trouble. Oh, here come the big slaps. Another reset coming through as well. Certus and Genex on the run. Karthus not going to do a whole lot here. Finding a little bit of lockdown.
Here comes Bel'Veth.
Get away from Bel'Veth. The knockup now coming through. Genex will make it over the wall. Flash forward from Haru. Just waiting on one more dash forward. He cannot stay in combat, but she's just so slow. Bel'Veth will not be able to finish the kill.
Yeah, wasn't able to catch up to Genex there. Can't get the, you know, the autos out. Machine gun auto attacks. It's going to go towards the Dragon instead. A little bit of miscoordination for SK. You could see Gilius playing with Vitality there for a couple of seconds, and it looked like they wanted to engage, but the problem they had was the TP spot was just so far away. They TP on bot wave with Certus, and by the time he arrives, Treats is already basically out the fight, and Gilius is dead, so miscoordination, you have to think for SK. They could have had a 4v5 on their hands and could have had a much better engage if they just pulled the trigger a little bit sooner. So you can see here, just to point it out again, Gilius playing with them so much. They need to get a TP in here. Lissandra needs to TP in now. The TP comes in, but they're already getting engaged on them. Bobrov's just going to flash on Treats here when he sees that, make the 4v4 happen. And then by the time the Lissandra arrives, Gilius is dead. Haru has to reset.
Oh, Perks now running, but that's the concern. Camille, easy lockdown. Can't cleanse that.
Yeah.
Quick kill pickup. Now SK getting the second Herald of the game again. This is big. The good news for Vitality is when they won the fight, they're able to take the Dragon. The downside is behind on tempo when they did finally reset gives SK the access to the Herald, and on top of that, the kill onto Perks.
It's absolutely that. Now SK might try to force a top tower when that Mega Gnar runs out. 3v1 dive. should be pretty easy. They don't have the Karthus ult, but I think they have plenty of damage to do so. Here they go anyway.
Lock up. Alfari, does he have the ultimate cooldown? He is. He's going to throw them back, but he gets kicked back in the meantime as well. Slowly but surely getting burned down. Certus just about out of mana. Can they get anything back? It does not look like it.
So let's take stock. We come out of a replay, and Alfari's died, Perks has died. Both Vitality solo lanes have fallen. SK have gotten a Herald. Top tower is gone. So this incredible fight from Vitality in the bot side river has now been completely negated by SK's plays on the side lanes.
And this is one of the things about SK's composition is they have so much CC, they have so many solid ways to start a fight, and it's not really like Vitality are lacking, they're just using it very well. That's a gadget! Oh, burning, ticking.
Doesn't die. Very close though in his debut LEC game there, as JJax is gonna pick up that bot tier 1. So 2 kills, 2 towers to SK. Vitality get the mid tower. Gadget escapes with his life. Karthus ult is back up. Running Dark Harvest on this Karthus, not first strike. Sometimes we see first strike as well because global ultimate, a lot of gold, and the true damage as well. And I sometimes see Karthus just pop it even though there's not a kill, you know, just get the gold in.
Get those stacks. It's a stacking world. You'd said it, 20-30, every champion's gonna have a stack.
Yeah, we'll see how many Dark Harvest stacks this game he can get. As Certus is just gonna catch the mid wave. Where's SK's next striking zone? It looks like the mid tier 1's still up, but they don't have a Herald, and Vitality's playing top side. So the question is, do you match Vitality and defend this, or do you go to the other side of the map? Looks like SK's decided to go to the other side of the map. Maybe Certus wants to pick up blue, Gilius wants to clear out his camps, Crab's up, and contesting and defending this top tower just wastes way too much of their time, and time is sometimes a little bit more valuable than gold in those instances. And it looks like they value the mid push, looking for a pick. Alfari no flash, doesn't get spotted, but he has to be careful here. Certus looking for Carzzy with no cleanse.
Alfari gonna have to walk away here. There's not really an avenue to get a fight started as Meganar does fade. Gonna need 15 seconds before he builds rage again, but maybe LeBron can do it. He already found 1 4-man knock. He's going to find 2, and now keep your eyes on that Bel'Veth. Try to go for a few more autos. Certus now running hard, trying to just continue to step forward. They're trying to burn him down. That's the Karthus ultimate. Maybe it's going to be enough to get this fight in their favor. SK firing back, but yet to find a kill. A clean charm. Gilius just deleted as Vitality find their footing in that fight.
Is Baron on the cards? Haru's trying to think if there's a red buff up here. He can heal up off that and then get the buff regen as well. That's exactly what he's going to do while his team start. Look at the regen. It's absolutely bonkers. And now he can just dash over if he wants to when it comes up. Looks like it's quite a long cooldown, so he's just going to run around. Now SK, can they contest this? TP coming in from Certus, no ultimate.
Of course, Haru only able to dash over the walls with the ultimate form, normally unable to move through them. Will make it into the Perks in the end. He's going to start to shred through this objective. It might just be a 50-50 though. Lissandra in the middle of the pick. It's getting lower and lower. Haru, it should be an easy pickup, and he is going to grab this empowered Void Coral. They're going to tear through the entire team. He is so damn strong, but Treat's running a support. Oh, fighting the literal Queen of the Void. It's not going to look good. Oh my god. No. He just takes them down.
He's full HP again almost. Haru keeps to form up, and now they have themselves the Baron. Looked like SK wanted to contest the 3v5, but they had absolutely no chance in doing so. And it was SK who were the ones looking for a pick, looking to pounce on top of Vitality. But Vitality were waiting for them to do so, and then they got flanked.
And now we will see an incredibly difficult hold as we take a look back at this fight.
So this is the Baron replay, not the actual team fight. So watch Lebrov's flash here from JJax. Flashes away from the E so he lives as long as possible. Wants to make sure he finds the combo. He buys JJax's time, so JJax trying to kill the supports all this time while Haru finishes off the Baron. Certus falls, and now it's just a 2 versus 4. There's nothing to be done here. JJax just gonna run, Treat's gonna get chased down.
And you can see how determined SK are to just try to take away the empowered Void Coral, which we'll get to see in a moment, and how strong Haru is when you're left alone as individual 1v1s. But I called it a 50-50 in the moment, but it was not. Gilius was not in the area. They had no way to take that one away. It would have been a miracle if they did manage to steal it. Now we're going to get to see what Haru can do here.
Yeah, trying to get some bot side vision here. It looks like Vitality want to siege onto the tier 2s, but it's very difficult. SK still have incredible engage, and if they're grouped up as 5, they need to be very careful here, because now Alfari is going to have to TP in. And then you're not playing on waves, you're playing on fights. And when you have Baron, you really want to play for waves. With Dragon spawning in 15 seconds, I don't think we'll see too much action.
Oh yeah, true form. Here we go.
JJax is hiding. Maybe they're looking for a pick here, SK.
Haru stepping forward, absolutely unafraid of the individual 1v1s. He starts to tear through some of these minions. Vitality pushing in.
Oh, there they are.
Here they go. Every time he kills any minion, every time any minion dies in the nearby area, you're going to get these extra little fishies, these Remoras, and they just make it that much easier to push. So that's going to be 1 tier 2 taken down. They can move into the mid lane. They can move top to support Alfari. This should be a strong Baron push, but it looks like Vitality don't want to overcommit to this. Instead, settling for another neutral in the Dragon.
Yeah, maybe we'll see another instance where it does so much power with the waves, but now Alfari might be caught here. Q's going to miss, should be fine. And of course, each one of those little minion things can tank a tower shot, and that just means your minions live longer with Baron, right? So the siege is just really impossible. The tower is not really helping you clear the wave, and Gilly is now looking for Karzi. It looks like SK keep trying to send 4 or 5 numbers onto different sides of the map to try and find a pick, but Vitality respecting it on both sides. Alphari is just playing safe, farming up the Krugs while they're hovering in the top side jungle, and now Perkz is fighting Genex.
Well, Perkz caught out. Genex over the wall, needs to find a way out of that one. He's immediately going to be forced to flash. TP coming in from Alphari. No rage stacked quite yet. Cannon minion in the mid lane, looking to break down this tier 2.
Helps SK a little bit because now there's no pressure top. Now it's just a 5v5.
Gilius fishing for the king is clean! What a combo! But they're going straight first into Haru, and Haru does so much damage if left alone. He shreds through Gilius, now looking for the resets. Gadget's in the midst of the team. 4 standing for SK4 now. Gadget gets cut down. Still, though, Death Defied means he will get the ultimate out. He will slow the push from Vitality, but he cannot stop it.
Can SK defend? Baron buff is off of Vitality, and they have no wave to play on other than top. Maybe they get themselves a top tier 2 here, but my lord, that kick from Gilius was insane. 3-man knockup. Genex looking for Perkz here. Does get hit by the charm. If there was just a little bit more follow-up, that could have been a miracle for SK, but there wasn't in the end. Genex just going to push out mid-wave. Top tier 2 falls. Vitality owning the map right now.
Karzi going to lay down a little bit of poke. Vitality going to be happy to move back and spend some of the gold that they picked up. The second item for Bel'Veth. Ezreal did very well, very much ahead of the clock in itemization. We take a look back at this fight that looked so good at the start.
Yeah, the angle's weird here, but the kick flash actually lands onto 3. If Certus had ult there, maybe they could have made some magic. He did, I think, actually. Perkz cleansed it almost instantaneously by the looks of the spectator. So there wasn't enough follow-up with the Lissandra Lee Sin. Not enough AoE damage, and as good as it looked, there wasn't enough damage, and then Vitality just run them over.
Card the Salt, sadly, just a tickle at this stage of the game. Vitality 7k ahead, almost 8k in the lead. You can see Karthus did all the damage. That's an ulti, that's the Death Defied. He's definitely laying down some of the Skittles as well.
Yeah, and they have a lot of mobility as well, right? The Ezreal can dash away instantly, the Ahri, the Labrov has ult, right? Everyone kind of has a way out, or it's damage reduction on the Alistar and Bel'Veth. So you have to kill them almost instantaneously to get the kill, otherwise they can start using their mobility or damage reduction to escape. And now it looks like Vitality are going to push in top wave. Looks like Haru is just going to cover Perkz for now. Still has those little... What are they called? You like the fishy things?
Remoras.
Remoras. I like the fishy things.
I like the fishy things too. It feels more, you know, authentic. I don't know what a remora is.
More
scuffed. But I think scuffed is like real. You know, like most people exist in the scuffed world. There's like probably 2 or 3 topics that everybody's like not scuffed about that they know. You know,
my stream is scuffed.
I know. Which is weird because you've been doing it for a long time, so you'd think that it would not be scuffed. But
you would think, surely, right?
You would think,
surely.
But that's what the appeal is.
Indeed, it is. 1 minute until Baron. Vitality sorry going to try to set up around that. It's just on SK to find and engage. Numbers advantage is what they've been looking for the entirety of the game, and it's costing them a lot. You can look at the levels right now. Certus down 2 levels, Gilius down 2 levels, Gadget down 3, and that's because they're over-grouping a little bit to find these picks, and if they don't work, you're just bleeding so much gold on minions.
Yeah, and just look at the individual golds for the 80 for the carries. There's leads for Camille, but it's only 500. There's a lead for Senna, it's only 600. 3.5k for an Ezreal, 2.6 for the Ahri, 3.1 for the Bel'Veth.
Yeah.
This is a difficult game. Because now we're going to look at the, when we look at the gold charts, I feel like I can do this. You're going to see a lot of those names on the side of Vitality at the top. Gen actually the only one breaking 10k at this moment on the side of SK.
Yeah, total gold presented by Sentan there. You can see all of Vitality in the top 3. Genex just kind of fighting on his own to keep up there, and I do believe he wins 1v1 against Alphari, but Alphari's never going to give him that 1v1. He's just going to stay around his team, and Vitality's going to play around this Baron. Look at the poke damage already coming out of Karzi. Gilius not even getting towards his second item just said. Looks like he's going for Black Cleaver, but just on a budget right now because SK aren't finding anything in these fights. We'll see if they find something soon. Perkz cleanses 5 seconds cooldown. Maybe SK have it timed. It looks like they're posturing for him. Do they know it's coming up in 3 seconds though?
Over the wall, Perkz locked up, cleanse flash, right out to safety.
There was a 1 second window on that cleanse that SK had. And unfortunately it just came up as the ult came out from Certus, so Perkz can escape. Doesn't have Merc Treads, of course, so that would have been a lot of CC, and now Gilius is on a ward.
Knocking him over the wall, Perkz comes over with the charm. They're just going to delete the jungler. He can't even go to contest, it's clean. Haru and Karzi can more than easily solo this one down.
Oh yeah.
SK running out of hope here. Treats maybe goes for an ult. I really don't see any way that they could possibly steal this.
It's gone. Vitality are going to pick this up, and then the siege is going to begin once again. Haru's going to pick that up. There comes the true form.
And I got to take a moment. As much as we've been focused on Haru, and he's 2-0-4, he's had a solid game. Mostly power farming, admittedly, through the early game. This game has been a lot about the individual skill, I think, of Perkz and Karzi. Labrov as well. Don't want to take away from Labrov, but the fact that these guys, in the context of this game, didn't get shut down by that Lissandra Lee Sin jungle duel. The fact that Ezreal was ahead in a lane matchup where he might not even been able to farm alongside his support and Labrov, who just didn't get to impact the laning phase, is a fantastic look for Vitality.
Definitely is. And if you look at Vitality's games, their lanes are winning. They have really good CS numbers in all their lanes. It's just when the team comes together, there's a lot of miscoordination. We saw the Herald initially. There was a lot of miscoordination around Vitality's decision of, can we contest it? Let's contest it. We arrive. We're too late. We should have done something else, right? The team coordination is just off. The lanes are strong, so it's a good foundation to build upon. And you can see what happens when they run away with those lanes and they actually get to the fights and they have some kind of plan. Something where they're on the same page. Labrov, I think, also had a fantastic game when it comes to those engages and buying time for his team, which is his entire job.
Yeah, and I think individual performances have just been really solid across the board for Vitality this game. It's been a big factor as to why they've been winning lanes. They should have won. Carzzy now absolutely fearless.
Gadget's gonna have to base.
Wants to send that man back to the Prime League. Lickety split.
Definitely does. I mean, they're gonna look for an engage here. SK surely. Oh, the ult won't snipe him, but it's gonna slow down his heal. It's gonna cancel it, of course. Now it's just gonna take a little bit longer to heal up. Won't have the home guards either. Mid tier 3 is gonna fall. Inhib's gonna fall. SK, it's on you to engage here. I don't think scaling's gonna help.
Haru making a lot of fishes, but they see their opportunity to force a fight. Genix going in, but immediately you're gonna see the stopwatch now coming out. Gillian's fishing for a kick. He's gonna kick Perks back to the team, but he's still got 2 more dashes. He goes gold and he buys a brief. Moment, Lissandra, that's gonna be 1 reset. Clones now starting to come out. Maybe, just maybe it'll be enough, but it's Alfari in the backside just tearing through them. SK cannot stand toe-to-toe. Haru absolutely obliterating SK in this exchange.
Oh, the engage was good and they got Carzzy, but there's still a hell of a lot of damage left, and it's on Haru, it's on Perks, it's on Alfari. Vitality gonna close this out in 30 minutes.
Vitality showing up, taking down SK. Absolute display of dominance. Now 3-3 in their first game, week 3. Wow.
3-3-3-3 in 30 minutes.
Week 3.
Could have been 33 minutes as well.
Damn.
But yeah, I think Vitality were pretty happy about that game. Lots of objectives went their way despite the early game. SK overgrouping a lot, looking for those picks. Vitality respecting it a hell of a lot. And then, yeah, seemed very calm and in control once they got that first Baron.
Yeah. And again, as blinded as I was by the Bel'Veth, I think really fantastic performances across the board. Alfari was quiet in a lot of the exchanges just because he was the one kind of suffering through the Camille lane after those first items came through, but excellent engages from Labrov, good picks, fantastic charms, the cleanse flashes from Perks. It really all came together for the team.
Yeah, Bel'Veth 100% winner right now in the LEC. Will we see more teams play it? Because obviously a lot of pro players talk about scrim bubbles. You know, you come into a playoffs, you come into a regular season, there's 2 different scrim bubbles, 2 different scrim meta reads. Maybe Vitality, of course, won't be scrimming SK. They've been scrimming other teams with this Bel'Veth, which means other teams have been playing it themselves as well. I wonder how high on the prio list it is for the teams. We'll have to keep our eyes on that, but looks like Haru was very comfortable on it.
Very comfortable. And spent most of the time in the jungle farming up. So it seems like that is, at least for now, what we can expect from the champion. Scaling, waiting. As the champion scales very well. We'll see maybe if there's more early impact Bel'Veths in the weeks to come, but...
He did just full clear about 10 to 12 times, and then he just yoinked some objectives and
yoinked some objectives, did some good fights. Not to take away.
Yeah.
It is still a valuable thing. For now, he's even on the list for Kia Player of the Game at LEC on Twitter. Haru, Perks, Labrov.
It's the first time, new champ first time, like, Pogs buff, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you're the first one to pull it out, you win,
First
it's all hype.
Bel'Veth in the... I was about to say in the world, but that's not true.
Is it not?
No, they CLG Academy, I believe, played it as well. I'm not sure who else has played it too. There's a lot of leagues of League of Legends.
And they're all on different patches at different times, on different releases, so it's hard to keep up sometimes.
Hard to keep up. Absolutely. But it was, I liked what I saw, and what I saw was mostly very fast stabby hands, which is cool. It's a new stabby hand champion. Haven't had that one before.
But definitely a must-win for Vitality, you would expect in the context of the long run of the playoffs, of getting back into the top 6, of that fight against Astralis, which I think we'll see tomorrow, who I think have come to surprise everyone. So yeah, it's on Vitality to show us that slow climb upwards.
And I'm very, very excited for that one in particular. A lot of banger games to close out the rest of the day, a lot of good games tomorrow. This is going to be an interesting week. It's going to set a lot of the tone, especially for the top 6, but also, you know, who in the bottom 4 is going to rise up. For now, it does look like Vitality. And for now, it's time to send things over to Lore and Labrov to talk about that crazy Alistar game.
It was a crazy Alistar game indeed. And also a champion that we haven't seen in a while. Why did you think it was a good choice here?
Well, a lot of supports were banned in this game, and I saw him playing versus Lissandra, and Alistar is one of my comfort picks, I would say, so I saw a good angle and I wanted to pick it.
Right, it was nice to see the champion again. A couple words about Bel'Veth, though, the new champion. First time we see it, obviously, on the second game of the LEC, but how would you rank the champion in terms of priority, and do you think it's going to impact the jungle?
I would say that Bel'Veth is a Season 12 champion, and we all know that new champs are really, really OP usually. Well, I'm not very sure how strong it is, but from my experience in solo queue, it always looks really OP. So
Yeah.
I would say it's a very strong sump.
Yeah, solo queue, it's a nightmare indeed. But talking a bit more about Vitality, we saw the early game here that didn't go so well, and that is something we noticed about Vitality so far in summer. Could you tell me what is going wrong with you in this stage of the game, and how do you plan on fixing these issues maybe in the next game?
Well, after the previous week, we had a team meeting and we discussed more about early game and to fix our issues. I think we honestly learned a lot after our previous week. And today game was a bit harder because we had actually a really weak bot matchup. We forgot about Karthus, didn't think of it.
Yeah.
And that's why the early game was hard, I think.
Yeah, I was about to ask about this Karthus because we know that Gadget especially is super known to play this champion. Did you forget this champion in the draft? And when you saw that he picked it, what was the reaction for the team?
My reaction was not the best, honestly, because I didn't really want to lane into Senna Karthus as Alistar Ezreal. But at least we managed to win the game.
It's a horror in lane for sure. But you did it well, obviously, picking up the win here for Vitality. Thank you so much, Labrof, on the interview. Congrats on picking up this one. And let's take a quick break now. And we'll be back in a few minutes with third game of the day, Rogue XL. Stay tuned.
Lion! Oh yes, the king of the jungle. Time for a quick Red Bull?
Red Bull? But you still won't be quicker than the lion.
I don't have to be quicker than the lion, just quicker than you.
Red Bull gives you wings.
You better get out your chair. Haters even be like, yeah. My crew everywhere, like we in the atmosphere. Make it yell, woo, like Flair, we the champ. Now I crush it on the regular. Serve your whole squad like Federer. Top of the podium like I won a gold medal, bro. I'm a ticking time bomb. I'm about to set it up. Now what you hear ain't no test. This is real as real can get. And you know my deal, I ain't one to mess. So let me get this off my chest. Now I wanna go and act real crazy like there's nothing to lose. So everybody make way, 'cause I know what to do. Let's have some fun. Jump, 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 jump. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Jump, 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 jump. Let's have some fun.
back. Don't worry, we're not going to take more time than we were given, but we are going to properly introduce the 3 matches that are coming up because we have the top 6 facing off Trouble, so it's a unique opportunity for them to really show what they're made of.
Absolutely, and we mentioned it. The bottom of the table teams are hungry to start climbing towards the middle stages. Some of these teams, 3 of them actually, who are at the top, are going to be falling towards the middle of the pack, and some of them is hungry to take their spot.
Yeah, it's the kind of pressure that you think you have to beat these bottom tier teams to make sure you're in the top 6. So as much as it might be a matchup favorite to one team, there's a lot of nerves to be like, oh, if we lose to this team, we have to beat someone like G2 or Fnatic.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at how these top 6 teams have matched up versus each other. And we got to call out the odd duck out, I think, in terms of Astralis in that regard, who is the one that could be the gatekeeper, right? But has some great results already.
Definitely is. Yeah, sorry, I was just so mesmerized by the graphic.
Okay.
I was looking at Astralis wins and I was like, wow, yeah, it is really them. They took down G2. BDS also took down G2, right? Almost beating Fnatic. There's a big shake-up in the top 7, top 8. And my question is, can Astralis beat Vitality? I feel like the top 5 is not so much clear, but the Rogue, the G2, the Mad, Fnatic. XL right now, big surprise. Look quite strong when you watch their games, but Vitality Astralis seem to be battling head-to-head. This win today has helped Vitality a lot, I think.
It will.
Yeah, and I think we call Gatekeepers the number 6 team that will get into the playoffs, but I feel like Astralis have solidified themselves to be more than that. They look strong enough to take down the top of the table teams. So I think it's a case of maybe someone else might have to be the gatekeeper this time because Astralis are looking strong.
You always have the new kids come in, Mad Lions and Rogue, the new kids on the block to break into the top 3, which is now top 5. Now you've got the newer kids on the block in teams like Astralis and XL to break in again.
Oh, it's so fun to watch. So let's go down a couple of the matchups that we have today. Of course, XL versus Rogue we were talking about at the tail end, but I want to start by talking about Mad versus G2 as well. It is such a great game to watch because of the budding rivalry that it is. The Mad Lions who stormed and took over after G2 was ruling this land, but it looks a little bit different this time around.
It definitely does, and it's Nisqy versus Caps. They've got quite a long history together, I believe. I mean, last year, Nisqy stopped Caps from going to Worlds in a game 5. 5 games of TF in a row. He stopped them from being able to make it. He went and had a stint in an NA, of course, prior to that, when he, I believe he was on Splice. Humanoid was playing for Splice at the time to make it into the Worlds, but Nisqy was on Splice before, so he's been around in EU for such a long time. Now he's back. Fnatic, now Mad Lions.
And I feel like it's a lot of a difference in the stylistic that these 2 guys play, right? Caps, the god of outplays. We had the cold open as well with Medi, where he's like, if there's a crowd, Caps does not lose the 1v2 or the 1v1s, right? But if you go all the way to the other side for Nisqy, I think he brings a completely different flair when it comes to Mad. He micromanages them. He helps them play the map. Taking the weight off of Elyoya, having to shot call on his own, has showed up to be huge for them so far.
Definitely has, and he's more of a playmaker for his team rather for himself, and Caps is the opposite. So not only do they share rivalries against each other, they play very different playstyles.
Oh, I love that perspective. We're going to see that in the last game of the day. But we also have Astralis up versus Fnatic. When you talk about Astralis being the gatekeeper or not, I actually feel they have a chance here to take down Fnatic, Trouble.
And I feel like it's all about that bot lane. When we think about Fnatic, we think about the Hylissang Upset duo. We're like, what are these guys going to play to take the 2 versus 2 kill? And this time I'm going to go over to the other side, Astralis. Jonghyun versus Hylissang, both playing Pyke as well. And there's a huge difference between the 2. I feel like Hylissang's Pyke is more about getting your flash level 1, killing you level 2, level 3 giving a second kill over to Upset. Jonghyun was more about the map, bleeding his pressure towards the mid and the top lane and making plays around the map.
Jonghyun's definitely surprised us all with these first 2 weeks. He's been very flashy and he can't stop catching our eye. I think Mickey X probably has something to say about that Pyke situation. He's a huge Pyke player as well.
Right?
Who's the best Pyke in Europe?
We also have Targamas, guys.
We do?
Yeah, this matchup, Fnatic Astralis, you can go through the bench and see Wunder versus Chachi. I don't know how many times they played against each other, but Odoamne's up there with a hell of a lot of times in that top lane duel, but definitely bot lanes where you got to keep your eyes on, especially with the rise of Kobe.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and I think Astralis is a fun one in that regard because there's a couple of players there that maybe you just said, oh, you know, is their time kind of over?
Yeah.
But as a new unit, it is working well. What do you think is making it work, Adriel?
I think it's the uniqueness that they're bringing to the LEC. We've seen Yone mids out of the Yor, which we just saw one-dimensional picks of Vex last split. Vex, Jarvan go in and play. We're seeing Seraphine bots. We're seeing Veigar bots. We do things like the Pyke. We'll see what they can do with Senna, Swain flexes perhaps. But I feel like if you look at interviews, I believe it was, I said on the desk, it was Sandbox, some of the LCK teams was referencing a lot of the EU drafts. And they were looking at LEC teams' drafts and saying, we should implement this.
Great.
And then once Seraphine was successful in the LEC, we've seen it now be successful in the LCK. So it's on Astralis
What you're saying is Astralis is leading the way for
Astralis
LCK
is
meta.
determining the LCK meta. Clip it, headline
Clip it.
But they need to keep it up. They need to keep showing us innovation.
Yeah, and I feel like, look at Kobe's champion pool in the last few games, right? He's played control mages, he's played enchanters, he's played scaling AD carries and early game AD carries. The fact that you're a marksman down in the bottom is bringing so much versatility while having the rock solid top side of the map allows you to try so many different playstyles, and throwing in this little surprise with the
Curveball,
pike in
yeah.
there really works.
Why would you play someone at their own meta when you're worse with them with the firepower, with lanes, with team macro? Play your own meta, right? Play your own game, and I
Yeah.
think that's the most important thing is what we see from
Oh,
Astralis.
that's fantastic. And I think it's also going to be a topic in this one that we are previewing is up on the stage next. Rogue versus Excel. It's just a great time if you're an Excel fan, I think. Maybe not yet a Rogue fan, but, you know, usually they come into their own.
Yeah, and before we dive deep, it's a great time to be an LEC fan for jungle role
Right?
specifically. How many shining stars have we seen? You know, the likes of Self-Made on the rise and Inspired back in the days. Elyoya just showing us all up who's the best jungler in the LEC last year. And now Malrang and Marcoon have come in and they're showing the hell up with first place finishes. Marcoon being one of the best junglers in the league right now. So
Not one of the best. He is statistically
the best. Mathematically,
early game
you
jungler
can't
in the
argue with the
league
numbers,
right now.
right? So
Can't argue with the numbers.
they're doing work for their team.
And I feel like, I don't know what this Olympic sport is where you're holding something and then you're running and you give it over to the next one. Then
That's the baton. It's
Thank you very
running.
much.
What's
No, it's when you're
Maybe I'm
running
wrong.
the track, right?
Relay race.
Oh, relay racing.
And I felt like this is Marcoon and Malrang, because Malrang came into spring and he brought a completely new flair. He brought in the predators, he brought in the first strikes, he brought in aggression and proactivity in the early game that helped Rogue create a new era around the team, around the style that they play. And now Marcoon is following through with this in spring, and it's kind of like taking the fire off of Malrang, taking it for
That's the
himself.
Olympic flame I think you're talking about now.
Not
but
the
I'll leave
Olympic
it
flame,
to
it's a
you.
sport.
I don't think it's on fire, the thing.
And I think we have to give credit to the supports who have unlocked these junglers,
Yeah.
especially, right? Kaiser was first to unlock Elyoya. Trimby's really unlocking Malrang, and Mickey has really unlocked Marcoon from last split, right? I think they were 2-3, 2-4 coming into the first few weeks of spring. Mickey joins, shaky start, but ever since that boot camp, they look phenomenal together.
Yeah, and I think Excel again is a fun team to root for because of the mix between someone like Marcoon and some more experienced players. Same goes for Rogue, actually. But Excel, they absolutely dismantled Mad last weekend, and Nymera is standing by to showcase how they did it. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Shox. It wasn't just a dismantling, it was actually the fastest game of the LEC this year. That was how crazy XL managed to destroy the early game. So we've actually got a pretty lengthy clip coming up, and during this clip, there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. I want you to keep in mind 3 things. The first is, what does XL do when they spot someone of the enemy team, and what do they do in response to that? That's number 1. Number 2, what do they do in terms of their resets after that point? Because they make a lot of plays in regards to the map and really making sure that they can get back there on time. And then 3, it's kind of the process of elimination of everything that comes around after that point. So we start here very early into the game with Mads Elyoya trying to head towards topside. So this happens very, very quickly into this play where a minion walks forward, and if you just saw that blip just there, gets spotted going from bot side up towards top. So with this, you end up being able to see that with Volibear on the bot side, he's got a clear chance to go towards there. They know that likely they've got a play coming towards top side at the same time. The cross map is on. So with this being said, let's look at how these teams start walking around. You can see some blue pings, and this is another key thing which XL do very, very well. Lane management. They're not just hitting this wave willy-nilly, they're just making sure it's going to slowly push in. It's going to be there in time for the Volibear to turn up, and it's also going to make sure that no excess minions are going to be hit by Mad, so they're going to be stuck at low XP. They won't get that level 3 for the dive. While this is happening, Finn has cleared out the wave and luckily managed to survive through this. So, with that being said, the top lane play has kind of failed from Mad. That means that the cross map comes in around the bot turret, XL using that knowledge that Elyoya was going to be topside and their wave management to pull this off. Second interesting thing happens there. Now, what we see here is that XL know once again that this top lane has kind of got that advantage, but they still have the power on bot side, knowing that Elyoya can't be there in time to re-dive. Because they can re-dive it, it means that they can get rid of the teleport from top side. That advantage, the small one which Mad got towards top side, is already gone. They've not managed to get the kill top side. They got a flash, sure, but they haven't even managed to get that teleport advantage seen through. So with this, XL, they managed to survive the second dive. They weren't really aiming for kills. And then the next pot comes in. It just keeps happening. Look at this. Finn isn't even actually hitting the wave. He is slow pushing. And what this means is that if you have Gwen now down on your bot side, Gwen has to run towards this lane. That is going to be a huge wave crashing in. This is where the second point comes in, of which we mentioned right at the start in terms of what are XL doing their resets. Their bot lane have reset, and what they're going to do is they're going to run towards their bot jungle. This allows them to respond mid. They also know that Gwen won't be there if they make a play mid. What the one thing is they're waiting for at this point is jungle and support to show from Mad before they can make plays anywhere else on the map. Because Finn has set up top lane to make sure Gwen is out of the equation, things go a little differently. While this is happening, Nisqy walks up for vision, but as you can see on the bot side, Nautilus has already shown. At this point, XL know clearly they are going to be uncontested in the play mid. They have managed to get the kill mid at this point because Nisqy doesn't have teammates there. XL in this clip showcase so many skills. They use their wave management to force Mad's hand. They use their ability to know where people on the map are to get uncontested plays, and they get to destroy so many lanes at the same time. It is a whole map effort. It is a whole team effort. XL, with this series of plays, have showcased a lot of skills in how they destroy that early game. So with that quick breakdown, it's time to get ready for our third game of the night, and our first in our clashes between the top 6, XL versus Rogue.
We were kind of not that prepared as we were the last 8 weeks and the playoffs run until the finals.
And Rogue died forward and Astralis die.
Yeah, so basically after the disaster that happened in week 1, we just gathered up and we had a team talk. And we just discussed like what we thought was going wrong and why we started like this. And I think it was actually pretty useful.
Everyone was pushing that if we want to make it to Worlds, we have to go to the bootcamp, so we pushed for it with XL, and they said, okay, let's make it happen.
He's in. A great Gnar pulls them back. New looks for the backline and Kazi is assassinated by...
I just felt like we really had a breakthrough there that really pushed us to our new ceiling.
Yeah, I think we just, play normal, and we probably just beat them.
And we are ready for the third game of the day.
We are ready for Medivedi
versus Rogue. Medivedi Perksy.
Wait, what? I'm here?
Perksoning.
Wait,
Welcome,
what?
Perks.
Why am I here?
Because we value your incredible insight.
We have we actually have a pool that we want to take you to later. So we need to have some discussions.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why I'm here with these two.
How are you doing, friend?
I'm doing great, yeah.
That's good. Basically, what we're going to do is going to talk about some League of Legends from your perspective. How many titles have you won in LEC now? 6, 7?
In LEC?
Yeah.
8.
8, and then 1 in NA.
And 1 in NA.
World Finals appearance.
And 1 MSI. Don't forget
MSI. Don't forget the MSI.
That was mostly promised to you, though, right?
So we're going to get the wonderful insight from Perks for the early game and for the draft. That does mean that we have to wait for this wonderful music to play before we get into draft. So without further ado, let's play the music.
I like music though.
That's nice.
Yeah. All right, so draft. Perks. When you're playing against both these teams, what are the first things that you're thinking of that you need to take off the board?
So we are thinking Larsen, Blaze Mages, Corki, Azir. Yeah, that stuff. Great, right?
Do you normally ban that against Larsen though?
I mean, depends, right? Like, depends how you want to approach the draft. I think you never just ban something because somebody plays it. You have a specific tactic you want to use for this draft, right? Like for example, like SG2 we banned Lissandra and first picked Ahri, right?
Right.
And then we still lost to like Sven in 4-5.
Yeah.
But at least our idea was that we played
towards Malrang to remove some of that early game agency, or do you think that's something else?
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Malrang is like a ganker on Rogue, and he hasn't had the most successful ganking split, and Volibear is the best ganking jungler, so I guess makes sense to like remove the best one from him. I think it's alright. And the Seraphine they've shown they played it both right, and they can probably flex morals, I assume. and it's red side, so it's like really strong because you can get top counter pick or a stronger side laner. So yeah, this all makes sense. Like just prior picks getting taken away, right?
Makes sense.
XL deciding that they want the Wukong as their priority jungler with the Volibear banned away does make a lot of sense. There's the Gangplank Kalista immediately locked in for Rogue, though, two very strong picks.
So we often see a lot of Kalista in the current meta, even though it does feel like that the meta is shifting more towards scaling.
This is really interesting because Patrick is actually a Draven player, and he really is good at Draven. So like kind of picking Kalista 1-2 against XL is just like kind of teasing them, I would say, in a way.
Right.
Like oh, you play Draven? Oh, go pick your Draven, you know? We will beat you in the Kalista Draven matchup, which is kind of like a skill matchup. But now XL is like spitting in their face and they're saying, oh, we are so much better than you bot lane, we can just drop against Kalista and we'll beat you anyways. So I actually like what XL is doing here, mismatching the bot lane and getting the strong top set picks for them, which like I think XL bot lane has been playing super well this split. So for sure they can like they can find something in 4-5 that's gonna still be fine for them and giving their team more chances of winning top set in this game, right?
I will say I've never heard someone spitting in their face in draft before. I do like the analogy though, it makes a lot of sense. So, XL, a little globlet of spit going across towards the other side of the stage with the Kayle and the RE.
What's also interesting is Patrick and Mickey also played that matchup into upset Draven too, and they won the 2v2 with the Kalista. So I think they're pretty happy to take either side of the matchup. The Azir...
So if Rogue is really cocky right now, maybe they don't ban the Draven, because Azir and GP are pretty good champs against Draven.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, oh, it's fine, if he doesn't win lane, he's gonna be useless, so maybe Draven ban is not actually needed in this specific case. We will see what they opt to, right? It would be still smart to ban it, I would say.
And you could look towards supports as well, if you want to leave that Draven open and they're gonna ban the Senna here.
Do you need something specific?
I mean, truth is actually there's like, I mean, not really. I think you can play many lanes like Draven, Alistar, Nautilus, Renata. But there's like so many bot lanes open this game. Yeah. Like there is still, there is Aphelios, there is what you can still play Ezreal. I mean, losing lane, but you can play it, right? You can play Draven. Well, they took away Senna. I mean, there is actually a lot of bot lanes up, which I didn't even notice. So
Lucian's still up as well. Let's go all the way through here. Obviously, with the Nami band, it's not as strong down towards that bottom side.
When Larson goes for Azir, that was like they probably expected this. Like this is like. It wasn't like it wasn't like an unexpected. I mean, Azir is a slightly winning lane into Ahri, but the thing is, Ahri is just more active, right?
Yeah.
And she wants to fight the Heralds and the Dragons, and I fell under the same trap myself. Like picking Azir really high prio before, which is still a fine champ. I can still pull him out. It still has situations, but like. I'm not the biggest fan of this matchup after losing, I guess.
What, you mean from the Azir side?
Yeah, after losing with being 30 CS up and not being able to do anything, I am not the biggest fan of playing Azir anymore.
That's fair.
So yeah, I feel like it's maybe like in this draft it would be really good to go Lissandra on 3 instead, because Lissandra is really good against Kayle and is good against Ahri.
Yeah.
But it looks like Larson just doesn't play it right.
Yeah. I mean, that's also been one of the big criticisms for Rogue in terms of their drafting not being the most flexible.
So you see, they actually did ban the Ezreal because their champs are really bad against Ezreal. Like Azir and GP are really bad against Ezreal as champions. They don't have any lockdown for him, so they're like they don't give a shit about Draven actually, and they will just play the matchup because they have counter pick support. So that makes it better for the Kalista lane. But let's see what Patrick and Mickey go for here.
Could this also be Kalista Jarvan bot?
Yes, it could. Yes, it very well could. Yeah, I think it could, yeah.
Because when I think of Jarvan, I think early game, looking very active, trying to gank, but when you're paired up with an Azir mid, would you sit there and say, we can gank mid on 3, or what are your thoughts if you had an Azir Jarvan?
I mean, I think Jarvan is more like for the top 2v2 in this game, because Kayle is pretty volatile matchup,
yeah, that's fair.
And he is stronger early game than Wukong before 6 at least, right? So I think it makes sense. We don't see much Jarvan nowadays, because he's not that great of a champ. Personally, I would say, but and we see like Patrick and Mickey, they just opt for the better scaling champions. They're gonna be like Zeri, pretty good against GP, pretty good against Azir.
Yeah.
Same with Rakan, much better than like something like I don't know what else we're gonna play with Draven. So they have I would say if this game goes over 20 minutes, XL will just automatically win.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think so.
I guess. Wait, I'm now thinking, is this Poppy also... Because you can put Poppy support or you can put Poppy jungle.
You can double flex it. I mean, Poppy support would make probably more sense. Can they go for the Taric? I'm a big fan of plays the Taric lane. Personally, I think this. Okay, they don't go for the Taric.
No.
I just did a caster curse.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so they don't go for the Taric. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I made a mistake. Nautilus, I'm a big fan of Kalista Nautilus lane actually. I used to play it a lot in 2020.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
We were actually the CEOs of Kalista Nautilus, so it's for sure a hard winning lane for Rogue. So now the most interesting thing is that Patrick and Mickey chose to go for the losing lane when they already have losing mid and losing top matchup, and they have a jungler that is slower paced jungler than enemy jungler, and now they're losing bot as well. So they really have 3 losing lanes and a losing jungle matchup. So we have to see, like, Rogue has to snowball this game. Like, if this game is equal in 20 minutes, they will just lose on the spot. My opinion, right? So let's see if they can do it, right?
So one of the typical things that you would see in a draft like this, especially last year, was you'd use your push mid into stacking weight bot into 4-man dive. Is that something you feel you can still do?
The thing is, you don't really want to do that with Azir, because Azir is really used as a diving, and his biggest purpose is to make the game 4 versus 4. Like when you play these mages like Azir and Victor, even Orianna to some extent, you want to make the laning phase mid 1-1, and you want to make the game 4 versus 4. This is like, for example, what Genji does really well. You know, Chovy just plays as champions, wins his lane, and then his team is winning 4 versus 4. But you're not really active on the map. Like, you don't want to fight the heralds, you don't want to fight the dragons, you don't want to roam. So the thing is that they have to win the bot 3 versus 2. So maybe that's actually why the draft is fine, but they can get a lot of objectives. They can get the crabs, they can get the dragons, and they can get the herald as well, because they do have 2 lanes of prio. So if Excel gets the herald in this game, I think the game is going to be really, really hard for Rogue.
We will be able to talk about that more after we get on into the game, but we have to hand it over to our great intro.
Can I hear us now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They can always hear us.
They can always hear us. Oh my god, what just happened? I'm just trolling, guys. I got you guys.
You did get me. You really did get me.
I got you guys.
What happened? What just... Okay, so early game. What would you be doing if you are Rogue's draft? Because you said that they needed to win early. Expectations are they need to try and get this bot lane ahead specifically. What are your early game plans?
So what I would do is, I would actually, with jungler, I would path to top to try to dive the kill, because Excel bot lane is for sure saying, oh, I need jungle to path bot, because we can get our bot. Like, I would be saying as bot lane, like, I need jungle to path bot, right? And I think in that case, like, it's better for jungler to path top and mismatch, actually, because Rogue bot lane has the control of the laning phase.
Yeah.
So they can easily not die to ganks, and the GP Kayle matchup is pretty bad for Kayle early levels, like before she gets level 6. So it's definitely something that I would look to impact if I was playing Jarvan in this game.
So this is also
another role swap for you. You went mid to AD carry, mid,
oh,
now you're looking to go jungle.
I mean, jungle is pretty fun. Like, jungle and support are fun roles, because you don't actually need to have a lot of mechanics. So you just think about the game a lot, which is what I actually like to do.
Yeah.
So maybe sometimes in the future, but you know, I still have some years left. I still have some years left in the Midland as well. So yeah, the game going as expected. Rogue has 3 pushing lanes, right? Oh,
It's gonna land.
Whoa, okay.
Mickey flashes away. Can't look into flash chase. No, it's not gonna be enough.
That flashback on was really bad, because he just actually ended up losing the trade after with Patrick, and just based this flash. Like, I think taking the summoners from Rakan was really great, but didn't have to go more. I think he got a bit greedy, because if Comp didn't flash, like, the wave would push slower as well, and he would be higher HP, and they could even opt into diving bot, for example, right now, because right now they took a bad trade, right? But now they push too fast. Okay, so you see now Rogue bot lane push too fast, so the wave is already crashing now, and Hexa can just like trim it, so they can't do anything. But Marang is going for invade, because his bot lane is winning, which is fine.
Does he win this though?
Doesn't look like he actually wins the 1-in-1. So yeah, and now the top lane is just laning 1-in-1.
So if you're in this situation, because of course you've had the opportunity to play both AD carry and support, I guess your main goal here is to now attack the jungler rather than attack the bot, right?
Yes. So now you want to just take the red buff away. Honestly, if you're Rogue here, Rogue bot lane should just stay here and hit the red buff, because they have perma mid prio, and they will win 3v3 for sure. So now what happens instead is, like, Malrang wastes so much time. They do secure the red buff anyways, because like Rogue bot lane wave was fine. They could have secured a herald, like the wave is bouncing.
Right.
Maybe they would lose 2 minions for it, but it's completely worth to secure the red buff, and then Malrang could get new red buff, bot a crab and cross into top a crab, and he could just basically base and clear top to bot and make sure his bottom is fine again. But instead, Malak has wasted a lot of time, and Wukong is actually really fine in the game, and they can't even dive top, right? Because the timer is off. They could have dove top at minute 3, not right now. So Malak is now wasting a lot of time again, because there is nothing happening here. Wait.
So small decisions are starting to mount up.
Dude, can they even dive here? I mean, I don't even know if they can dive this, but this looks really troll to me. Maybe they managed to do it, but it just looks really troll to me. Finn manages to have a good flash. Okay, Finn fucked up the flash. Okay, I mean, okay, so when I play the game on stage as well, I feel like everyone is choking a lot and making bad decisions, and my team is doing that a lot, and I'm doing it a lot, so it's not like I'm being like cocky here or something, but like this was all like this all wasn't
more that your usage of words than what you were saying. What you were saying was fine.
Just
there was a specific word in the middle that we try not to say too much.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, sorry
we
guys.
We get like
guys.
1 or 2 a split.
Yeah, he freaks up the
sorry,
flash.
guys.
Like,
Yeah, it's
we got
okay.
freaky
All
with
good,
it.
all good. Okay. Okay. So, in terms of the early game for Rogue, okay, let's have a look at this play. Medic, take it away.
Sorry, Com's gonna die.
Wow. And this happens because Com flashed forward level 1 when he shouldn't have.
Yes.
I'm just saying, guys, it's stage and everyone jokes and everyone freaks up the place. So
you're a natural, folks.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, this is just stage games, guys. Like, people think stage games are like really great, but stage games are actually like equivalent to your gold games. Like, with a slightly better macro, you know. But like
slightly better macro.
All of Twitch chat now is really happy. They're like, I can be a pro too.
All right, Medic. What about this dive? Thoughts?
Well, Finn doesn't have flash because he messed that one up earlier.
Yeah, he messed that one up earlier, but like the thing is like.
Take a breather. Tell me, what do you think about the game?
It's a plate down for Odo.
I mean, this is fine. I think he could have stayed. There was like a Azirius level 5. They could not dive him there, but there's like no world where they actually dive him there. I don't think like.
But they do zone him from like a whole wave, right?
I mean, it wasn't like a Rise roam or like a TF roam that has something useful. It was a Azir level 5. He didn't even have ult. Like Finn could have for sure stayed on the turret there, and there was nothing happened to him. Like nothing bad would happen to him. Maybe he would actually just get a kill because they would try to dive him.
I guess the only other thing is I don't know if they saw Trimby on the map. There's always the risk that he could run top 2, right?
True. That is a fact. I mean, I would have to like go back and check the support tempo. I'm not really like doing all that after this, you know, like during the game right now. No, like dodging the cook perfectly. Like, wow, that was.
So
that
tell
was
me,
great.
what is the difference between a dodge and a miss?
So the difference between a dodge and a miss is that like, so when you dodge a hook, it is because you dodged it.
Right.
And when enemy miss a hook, it means that, so when enemy miss a hook, it means that like if they actually played it perfect, they could never miss that.
Flash engage onto Comp. He has no flash from the earlier play. Marcoon's looking for it as well. Exhaust goes down. Jimby with a good body guard position here. Marcoon's going to try and get away. But Cannon Barrage is just too darn broken. Rogue with 2 kills.
Like, how OP is GP? You try to gank bot, and then you just die.
So, it's one of those situations where you're a little critical of Rogue's very early laning phase, but now they've been able to find a successful counter gank off the back of getting Odo Omne that slight level advantage top, and then they were able to use the ultimate to be able to build advantages. So you talked about Rogue needing to get a lead early.
I mean, they do have like giga hard winning early game draft. Like, there's so many things to do that maybe they get confused as well, right? Like, Excel, they can't do anything but defend. Like, literally. So right now, if you're Rogue, you probably want to try to get the Herald, and then you can just snowball the game out of, like... But you see, Excel is like... They've usually played winning early game drafts, and they've usually been snowballing.
Yes.
But the thing is, they're playing Rakan Zeri, and they're trying to, like, go on enemy AD when enemy jungle can be there. So, like, they're really trolling right now. They could have just... They were not in danger here. They could have just based and, like, go topside game with jungle, but, like, they tried to force a gank when the gank was not there, and they get punished for it.
Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, at what point do you think Excel's comp comes online? 2 items?
Excel's comp, yeah, I mean, I think on 1 item they're already okay. Like, mid jungle is pretty strong on 1 item. They are supposed to fall a bit behind early game, but they are supposed to be stronger on 1 item when they get it.
Yeah. The
thing is with Zeri versus Kalista, I'm pretty sure Kalista is stronger on 1 item, and their duo is just stronger. So, Zeri needs 2 items as a champion. She needs 2 items as a champion, but they do have strong mid jungle, which should be able to get Zeri to 2 items. I think at least.
Okay, so Herald fight, you would naturally give the advantage to Rogue, right? So XL...
I mean, this Herald is free. Like, there is bot. So right now, what XL wants to do is they want to just clear towards bot and go into any bot's jungle and maybe deny comp, like a wave or two, if they can do it. But the thing is that Comp and Trimby have flashes and ults, and Mickey and Patrick have no flashes, so I think they will just get Herald for absolutely nothing, and Comp will get all the minions, and this game is completely over, send it home.
Okay, so where do you now use the Herald if you're Rogue?
So if you're Rogue, let me see the plates. If you're Rogue, I mean, you can use the Herald wherever is the lowest plates, because gold is good on everyone. But I would probably use top, honestly, because this top matchup is like GP is... guys, listen to me, GP is an OP champion.
He is an OP champ, I would agree.
GP is an OP champion, so... Ooh.
Good divide there by Larssen.
Good ult, good ult. Very well done.
Okay, so, because this is something that we talked about when you have things like Herald, often you can use it as a tool to funnel your winning bot side, or you can just use it as a tool to like open up the map. So for example, against the Zias, many teams will use it to help them siege
To
that
get
first
mid turret, right? Yeah, that is good, but this game, mid turret is not that big of an importance to XL, and it is actually good for Rogue to open up the map. So using it top, because on top, they can stack waves and Kayle cannot clear them. Like Rakan and Zeri can actually fight bot side with Wukong. And then it's much more likely that Wukong covers bot side from now on than top side. So like, just basing and running top, look, top turret is 4 plates, almost 3. Bot, I mean, at 5 plates. So you want to use it wherever is the lowest amount of plates, and I feel like top is like pretty vulnerable right now. So they could just get mid power and run top. I don't think Rogue will do that, because they do play towards bot. So they will just go bot with Herald and just pop it for plates there, which is also okay. Like, there is no bad solution right now. It just, I would probably prefer just making the Kayle like more behind as well. Yeah, and make GP even get even more gold. Even though, I mean, they probably think, okay, GP is really far ahead right now. Now we don't need to do anything else top, right? And we can just play bots as well. But I mean, we can see what they do, right?
Okay, so Perks, typically we only keep a pro player on for the first 10 minutes of the game.
I want to keep him for the whole game.
I know, but we do. So before we send you off, are there any last things you want to say about the game? Before you go.
About this game right now.
About this game.
Just generally about the game.
I mean, you've already called the game over.
Or about League of Legends.
You can also speak. This is your platform right now. You can say whatever you want.
Okay. If anybody is listening to me, if anybody in the whole world right now is listening to me, and I'm pretty sure someone is listening to me right now.
Probably.
You guys, like, you don't have to respect what I say right now, but you have to listen to it. Please delete Yuumi from the game. Like, please, let's all put a petition. Let's put a petition to Riot. Like, let's write it, let's send it. Like, let's just put a petition to Riot. Let's delete Yuumi from the game. It's anti-fun to play. It's anti-fun to play against. You don't want to have her like watch you all the time, be on you, judge your every move. You don't want your support to like, I don't know, eat a burger and a milkshake like during laning phase as well. Like,
that's fair.
Just delete the cat. Nobody likes her. Yeah, and that's about it. Yeah,
Signed Perks.
Yeah, I'm gonna
drop the mic.
all of us.
Drop the mic. Walk away. That's what you got to do right now.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Perks.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Round of applause.
Bye bye, guys.
Thank you so much, man. Absolute pleasure.
Great insight from Perks. What a legend.
What a legend. Got our first F-bomb of the split. That broke me, I'll be honest.
Wow. I love his opinions on the game. Hopefully we can get him back in the future. If you did enjoy that, make sure you go to all the social medias. Let LEC know. Tweet at Perks on Twitter as well.
Sign that petition as Malwang looks for Finn in the top lane. He's going to flash away. Will be able to survive, but it does look like Rogue are going to invest this Rift out towards the top side. Perks on the ball with his prediction.
He certainly was, yeah. He expected Rogue to actually play more towards the bot side, but he talked so much about how it opens up the map more, you're putting that Kayle further and further behind, and overall Rogue doing a good job of snowballing this early game. I like the point that Perks made earlier where it felt like XL, they've drafted themselves a composition that is much more catered towards scaling, which means that they have to, well, play more defensively, and then trying to be proactive ended up punishing them very harshly. But overall, credit to Rogue. This is very reminiscent of their old style from last spring, where they were actually super dominant in the early game, and a lot of that came from their typical drafting style of drafting a lot of winning lanes.
And XL have been very strong in the early game. Perks was saying it, like, they've been winning most of their early games, been able to snowball from there. This game, they are behind, and Rogue in a very strong position, about 4,000 gold ahead at the 13-minute mark. Probably the largest deficit XL have seen them in at least this split, if not for a few weeks.
Outside of G2, G2 would be the only exception to that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if they were 4,000 gold behind.
But for sure, it's a very significant early game deficit for sure. Marcoon hovering around the bot side for the time being, looking for an opportunity. All summoners are up and available for Rogue. looks like nothing's really going to come of it. Markoon primarily just covering for his bot side there.
We got a second, right, Betty?
We got a second.
Trimby! What a legend! 100 LEC games.
Wow, already?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, obviously, he's been to playoffs a few times, so that's always going to bolster up your
like
total
only
games.
yesterday
The Emperor's Divide comes in the mid lane. Betty told me we had time in the Spirit Rush away from Nuke Duck. And give us a little bit more time to celebrate Trimby's 100th game on the LEC
Wow,
stage.
it feels like only yesterday when he joined. But wow, 100 games already.
Oh, that was really good by Mawang. Nuke Duck, though. Missed the charm. Cannon Barrage goes down. Nuke Duck has to dodge forward. Counter charm coming out for Mickey, but Rogue on the board. Larson flashes forward. Mickey just survives. Markoon going back in with the Cyclone. Looking for Mawang. Flash away by Larson. No flash for Markoon. He already burnt that one in this trade. Could Nimbus strike forward here, but Mawang pretty tanky already with that Frostfire. Trimby coming back in. Depth charge. Underneath the tower, Markoon will escape.
Wow, okay, so Rogue find themselves another kill. Trimby to cover for his mid lane. And I don't know what he just said.
Let's go, Trimby.
We'll
We'll say that.
Support it, encouraging.
Oh, Patrick. It's like the W, which is a Lux laser but wider on a shorter cooldown, was going to miss. So I'll just splash, Blitzcrank ult you. That will kill you.
Yeah, good job, Patrick. Finds a kill. Though, Larson, he kind of griefed that. He really did overstay. And ends up getting punished for it. It's been a bit of a weird early game, I will say. Rogue, though, still find themselves with the early game leads. The bot lane going to be pushed out. Oh, hang on, actually. They're looking for a bit of a sneaky gank here. Nuke Duck doesn't have any summoners, and he doesn't have his ultimate available, but he's not going to fall for the trap. He will just disengage from the lane. Or will he? Uh-oh. They're playing the long con.
Nuke Duck's ult is about to come off cooldown. It can't be more than 20 seconds away.
He's not buying it. He sees the map completely empty, and he's saying, nope.
There we are. Comp comes out, it's like, hey. I knew you were trying to be sneaky.
This is where in all chat you type question mark. You know, your confidence. As in, like, you didn't know. But
Do you ever type, I see you, even when you don't see anyone on the map?
People that do that make no sense to me.
I do it all the time. It's like, the jungler might be here, I see you. Oh, Comp's going to get exhausted here. Markoon looking for it as well. Cleanse away. Comp still going forward. Nuke Duck has the Spirit Rush back available. Trimby called back with a base call, but Comp locked in with the charm, and there's no way for the Rogue bot laner to go. XL Mickey gets the kill.
It was a bit awkward there. Markoon actually used his Q on the control ward in the brush, which meant that Mickey then had to come in and assist Nuke Duck in securing that last kill. But XL find themselves another, and even though they are at a deficit, funnily enough, they're the ones being proactive on the map. I think the comp ultimately just stayed way too long in the bot lane there. They really committed to that play on getting a kill onto Nuke Duck. It makes sense because he didn't have flash, his ultimate wasn't available, but then they tried to siege onto the tower. They didn't have control over that area of the map because Mawang needed to reset, go contest his Herald. And of course, it will mean that Rogue secure the Herald, but of course, XL find themselves another kill.
And that's all they have to do. If they can find some picks, that's how they stabilize this game state. They are another Rift Herald down, though. Rogue with both of those on the board here and still with that 3,000 gold lead. So they'll be looking to try and accelerate things. 2 items on Odoamne. He has that Mortal Reminder alongside his Trinity Force Gangplank. Going to do a lot of work in these team fights. But with XL able to pick up 1 dragon, delaying the soul is actually really good for them as well, because it means they're not forced into a fight against Rogue in 3 minutes' time to try and get that 3rd dragon of the game.
Yeah, I mean, now Rogue's mid-game is going to be put under scrutiny, as with this lead, they need to keep the momentum going. I mean, Perks talked a lot about how they had winning lanes all across the board. Their siege is also pretty good, especially when you have an Azir and a Gangplank combined together.
What would that be? The Azir Plank?
The Azir
it's like some sort of weird chimera of Azir and Gangplank combined together.
It's when, like, I don't...
It's a pirate bird. It's the parrot on a pirate's shoulder.
Enough, that's what I thought of. That's funny. I was like, it's some weird pirate bird. You know, something a bird that can speak that associates with pirates.
Parrots.
I know. We should call it
the pirate
bird.
Yeah.
The sand pirate bird. Yeah, that sounds good.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Markoon forced away here by Mawang. Rogue trying to accelerate things by taking their second tower of the game. That's exactly what they want to do. Use Trimby and Mawang together to put some pressure down. Odoamne puts the Cannon Barrage down, but Finn able to walk forward out of it. Old Shock Laser coming in. Nuke Duck has the Spirit Rush here.